we good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Social media cloud aside, welcome everyone to session 13 of Tooth and Claw. Lucky number 13. Alrighty. Last session, we had kind of a doozy. Bud and the you guys killed the necromancer the session before. You exit out into the courtyard to see an absolute stitched together patchwork abomination just killing all the party guests. You did what heroes do best and ran away. Um, but this thing was hot on your trail. You arrive back to the bar with the help of our halfling friend in the carriage. Upon getting back there, several important discoveries were made.
Yeah.
Not least of which is Ninth having seen the future and already dying, and using her prowess as an assassin to systematically kill anybody who has ever wronged Artie or had any reason to dislike Artie.
As she should.
Ninth's hands, hypothetically and literally soaked in blood, is kind of at her the end of her rope, and she looped Vina into the situation. With some magic and with some powers of the party's deduction, it was found out that Artie is consecrated in the sense that he himself is consecrated ground, and everywhere he treads for a brief period of time becomes consecrated in the way like holy land or like a sanctuary would be. Um, Upon realizing this, some of the party started theorizing what Artie's role to play in this world could be. And about that same time, a knock on the door came. A Black Knight clad in adamantine armor, a giant werewolf with a great sword slung across his back, telling Artie he is under arrest. 25 guards in the front, 20 guards in the back, all in full adamantine armor. The Emperor's Praetorian, uh, the most elite fighting force in the city. Vina, with some quick thinking, cast invisibility on Artie. As I was telling the rest of the party before we began, though, invisibility does not completely erase somebody's existence, but it sure helps. We pick up with, once again, this hulking wolf figure in this armor announcing, Artiasi, you're under arrest.
He's Batman. Can I message Artie?
Yeah, absolutely. He is invisible, but you saw where he was last.
Hey. Run. Remember the stories I told you? Can't know where you're going in case of interrogation.
Message by its nature doesn't really convey emotions, but you kind of get Artie's fast, panicked response. Where run to? Exits blocked. No secret tunnel. Is secret tunnel? Question mark.
Doesn't he have like his like?
So,
But if I found it, they can find it.
That doesn't mean that you can get in. That doesn't mean they can get in though.
I have a question about Iris's coin.
okay.
Does it
It's
only
only
take
for me.
her to the Feywild?
It's only me.
Damn it.
I'm pretty sure because it summoned me specifically. Like, didn't he summon me? Pretty much is like
So
yeah.
you're tied to the coin through a magical ritual.
Yeah, it's literally only me.
Can she take one other willing creature with her?
Are
Like
you-
Dimension Door.
Give me an Arcana check, Iris.
Okay.
Because if you could just take him to the Feywild real quick, just for like
That was a good roll. That's a
a hot
21.
minute.
21. Okay. So with the 21, some knowledge is kind of dropped to you. So this particular type of magic is ritual magic. You are tied to a coin. if you try to take something that is not of fairy with you, a couple things could happen, potentially. DM to player, you would roll an Arcana check. DC
Okay.
25.
Oh no, I can't.
25, the best possible scenario happens. That is not to say precisely what you want happens, the best possible scenario. You're taking something into fairy, not of fairy. The things about fairy, things are very easily lost, misplaced. There's a good chance Artie would not come directly with you, but it instead would be transported somewhere in the Feywild randomly.
He can't be
Uh,
by himself in the Feywild.
Correct. Anything under that good 25 check, you have no fucking idea what would happen.
I have a +4. It's not possible. It's simply not possible.
Anything's possible with an at 20, but yes, it's yeah.
I want you to remember who you're speaking to. Do I typically roll well when I need to? The answer is no. I don't think it's worth risking.
Iris, you know it's not impossible. It's just not probable to work, but you can try.
No, because I have a feeling that like if he's in the Feywild, he probably won't even be with me. He cannot fend for himself. Like Mason said, he has not rolled above a 5. He would not.
There's been a couple, but like not many.
A couple. It's
Not
not.
for his
I
physical
don't think.
attributes.
Oh,
I
definitely
don't
not.
think
Definitely not.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. I just don't think we.
As Iris is mulling this over, Calgus and actually Bud and Vina give me perception checks.
Thank God it's not me.
Calgus, if you want to give me a perception check, you can.
Yay.
But it'll be different information.
I'll go ahead and roll the die that rolled a nat 20 when I tested their vibes. So.
Okay.
We vibe testing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
I'm being discriminated against.
Correct.
You're thinking pretty hard about taking Artie to the Feywild.
Head full, too much thoughts.
That's a first for Iris.
True.
All right.
Oh, in honor of
Actually-
Iris, I wore my mushroom earrings, by the way.
Nice.
Yay.
With that spread, a couple of very interesting things. Calgus,
Yes.
on this werewolf, what you're assuming to be a werewolf, you notice his sword, one, is still sheathed. The soldiers, the Praetorian, have not drawn their weapons. Additionally, with a 21, adamantine is very expensive armor.
Mhm.
So, typically, if somebody has access to adamantine armor, it's one of two things. It's a status symbol, or it's used for battle armor. Now, the Emperor's Praetorian has enough funds and probably enough raw material to have a combat set of armor and a ceremonial set of armor. The armor you're seeing in front of you, Calgus, has gold and silver inlay, mithril accents. This is ceremonial armor, and the weapons they have on are ceremonial.
Are they just gonna execute him in the street?
Vina, what
Oh,
you
you-
notice with a 15, these Praetorian are not the only people on the scene. Oh. Oh. Anyway,
Sorry, I'm listening. I was just having Elijah check sound levels on the stream.
gotcha. These Praetorian are not the only people on the scene. As you are kind of looking at these guards, a dark shadow, one that's immensely too large, is being cast directly over the tavern, unwavering and unmoving. And you remember that the Praetorian have access to giant flying fortresses, the Quetzals, essentially giant towers stacked with archers that patrol the city for defensive purposes. Bud, with an 8, perhaps not the most enlightened thing, but being a very practical man, you notice that Artie has been placed under arrest by the Emperor's Praetorian, but not a single set of handcuffs are to be seen.
They're just setting up for just a swift, clean execution here. But like, I don't know how we get out of this because we get absolutely bombarded.
Bud also with an 8. Once again, being a practical man. If the Emperor's Praetorian had wanted to arrest Artie, full speed, they could have simply kicked down the door. They knocked.
All right. Who has all the charisma? Isn't it Vina?
Yeah, it ain't me, Chief.
Yeah, not necessarily me either. Chelsea's talking. Aren't you somewhat charismatic, Iris?
Here, what do you- Charismatic in what way? What do you want me to do?
Not
Well,
really.
it seems like they want to talk in a little bit, so
Yeah, they're not like.
I can be the one to talk.
Yeah, it
Exactly,
has to
yeah.
be Vina. I can't. No.
sorry, Mason, for metagaming.
That's fine. Oh,
Well,
honestly,
I don't think it's like
it's not
metagaming. It's
Yeah.
we know
That's a
as
strategy.
characters we know our strengths.
Vina is a more forward-facing member of the party. It makes sense.
We know not to send Calgus to go talk.
No, I
Yeah.
think we should. No.
It worked out great last time.
I gotta be
Yeah,
clear.
wonderful.
I gotta be clear. I vote Calgus right now.
Is it like
Okay.
a -1 or -2 for your charisma?
It's a -2, thank you. Bigger
I
number
said
is
-1 or
better.
-2.
But no, can I make a second mortal enemy?
Oh God, you don't need more mortal enemies. Please no.
Make it my.
A demigod
old
is
character.
enough. A demigod is enough.
What would you guys like to do? They are still there,
I think we just ask what the charges are.
and the wolf is starting to look agitated.
Do we hang on? We should have talked about this before session. But do we pretend like we don't know he's here?
I think we do.
Okay.
Yeah. What if like? Yeah,
So
what
do
if
I
it's,
go
like,
out and just say like
I
we
think
we
so.
just because we just got back, right?
Yes.
So I could play dumb and be like, we just got back and he's not here. We don't know where he is.
I think it would be smart for him to at least first, like while invisible, like try just invisible, go into his room for a second. Cause knowing Mason, he's gonna make him like stumble or some shit and make
Well,
noise.
absolutely.
And he's just gonna
No,
be like, "Hey,
I
what was
think-
that?"
I think that is what he should do, and I can message him if you want.
Yeah, I would tell him to go into his room. Just 'cause,
Oh.
like the wards and stuff. Go to your room, Marty.
M in chat brings up a very good point.
Mhm.
Where is
Where's Nint?
yeah, Nymph.
Yeah, I was
So.
already thinking about that. Yeah,
I don't like his
Mhm.
face. I don't
Mhm.
like his face.
Anywho,
that's the thing I'm afraid of. With the
so
charges.
I'm gonna message like before I go out. I'm gonna message Artie to say, get down to your room, put up as many wards and protections as you have. No, hang on. I'm retroactively take that back. Get down to Nint's room.
Okay.
Get down to Nint's room and put up as many wards and protections as you have.
Good job clarifying.
Artie will essentially, you know, Artie doesn't have any like magical skills. His skills are more alchemical, but
Mhm.
he understands what you're saying. Very good to clarify because you're gonna have to roll a persuasion check, very low DC, because Artie should know what you're talking about. It's not Calgus in his room; it's Nint's room that is the safe room. Artie will make his way quietly down to, he'll quietly make his way down, open the secret door, and
Ooh, and do I want... I came back here as Vina, right? And if we
Mhm.
just got back, they saw Vina enter, so I don't think I need to worry about, like, hiding, like, being a different persona.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've scoped it out and know that Vina's here. So I'm not going to do that because I think that's going to add an extra layer of making it more difficult to make them believe me. So I'm going to go ahead and walk out and say, my apologies. It seems as though you are in dire need of Artie, but we just got back and he's not here. Or at least we have not seen him.
Go ahead and give me your deception check.
I would like. Can I have cast guidance on her?
Yeah, definitely.
What does that do?
Mini bless, add a d4.
Yep.
Okay.
One time.
So, what I'm gonna say, Chelsea, is there are 2 DCs here. One DC is for him to believe you actually did not see Artie.
Right.
Another DC, essentially it's like I completely buy that you don't know where he is. You probably know where he is, but maybe you haven't seen him, or you didn't see him. Like, holy fuck, he might not be here.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll tell you what I rolled in a moment. I'm gonna roll guidance first.
Okay, absolutely.
So I got a 3 for my guidance, and I have a +8 to deception. Okay, so that's a plus
Nice.
11.
Ooh, all right.
And I rolled a natural 20, so that's gonna be a 31.
A 30,
you shitting me?
a 31. As you roll a 31 deception, very nice, Chelsea.
That's a green blob. Wonderful.
Yeah.
As you roll a 31 deception, you see a couple of the guards in the front just kind of look left and right, like, not very perceptibly. These are very clearly well-trained soldiers,
Mhm.
but you just see, like, the ever, like, present, like, just, like, eyes looking, like, left and right, like, did we fuck up? Like, what are we doing? You see the wolf, who is towering probably about 3 feet above Corvina. Kind
All
of
I'm thinking is I have another person that I can shapeshift into. Never mind.
just kind of looking at you regardingly. A little confused. But he'll shrug and be like, our spies told us Artiasi was in the tavern. Is there any information you might have about his whereabouts? As I said, he is under arrest. We would rather not seize all of his assets, but at this point in time, if he does not make himself known, we will be forced to close the tavern, evict all of you until such a time that he makes himself known. I assume, are you a speaker of this? He kind of he pulls out a small scroll that is like completely dwarfed in his hand, and he kind of like looks at it, looks at you, looks at it. Are you the speaker of this bar? This is a bar.
It is a bar, yes. We do, in fact, serve food and drink here.
Interesting.
As for your spies, it may
him,
seem
press a small little red gem that's on a necklace that kind of looks like a choker, and you kind of see his throat start to move just a little bit. There's kind of a pause, kind of like he hears something, and he'll go back to talking to you. I apologize, as you were saying.
Well, I was just saying, as for your spies, I don't know. You might need some new spies.
I see.
I don't know what to tell you.
Intelligence is often wrong, I admit. But for due diligence, we will need to search the building. If he is in there, I would recommend asking all the other patrons. As my guards are professional, but a search of this size of a building will result in damage. As a courtesy, I'm asking you to go back inside, talk with staff, talk with other adventurers. He kind of gives you a knowing look. Please confirm he's not in there. If you come back with no, the building will be searched. If he is in there, bring him out, and then my soldiers do not need to go into the building. Am I clear?
Absolutely.
What
Just
is
for
he-
my own understanding and maybe for better that I'm better able to communicate this message to others inside, are we able to know on what charges he is being arrested?
Treason.
By doing what?
Any more context, or is that all we get to know?
I apologize. I never asked your name.
I think you know who I am.
Of course, Corvina.
I think we might be all under arrest.
I do, but I am not. I was not raised with social graces, however, I do try to display them. Yes. Are there any more questions before you take the message inside?
Sorry, this is Chelsea thinking.
worries.
Corvina's much quicker on her feet than Chelsea is.
That's alright.
Fucking treason.
I mean,
Good for him.
we're all committing treason.
I know, but just the idea of Artie in treason is just a beautiful visual of this man that fails everything he does.
So I have conversed with Artie, and I find it odd that he would be charged with this just based on, I don't know if you have met the man. He's not really the treason type, at least from what I observed. So it's a little bit of a shock. I would just like to make sure, is there anything else we need to be aware of that we could potentially be caught up in?
Ah, I see.
For our own safety and well-being
Of course.
as upstanding citizens.
For your own information, if Artie is found here, after you tell us he is not here, you will be charged with harboring a fugitive. A
But I did
fugitive
not see him.
Who is charged with treason. Alas, he's in the building. Anyone signed to the charter of the guild will be held responsible. While it might not be fair, it is the law, and I intend to affect the law. Of course, patrons who are uninvolved shall be let go after they are searched, which is unfortunately an invasive process that has a way of making people not want to come back to an establishment. As I said, a lot of this is a formality, out of politeness, but there's a different route this can go entirely. I'd rather not see that happen today. So, if Artie Aussie is on the premises, I think it would be in everyone's best interest to make him known. If he does not make himself known, I think you know what kind of person you're dealing with. In which case, not somebody worth being arrested over.
All right.
could ask
I
him what'll
will-
happen once he's arrested.
I think we all.
I think we know.
Yes,
it's also it's
We've
also a
we've
bit
been seeing
suspicious to
people
ask them.
burned at the stake.
It's also very suspicious to ask them, "Hey, what's gonna happen to him?" I feel like I don't know. I just
I'll head inside and convey
Okay.
the message because Vina knows. Vina knows.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. With this new regime, yeah, you commit treason, you're put to death. Like.
Yes.
All right. Savina comes in, relays information. I message people, and it's a cantrip, so I can do it as many times as I want. Basically asking, what the fuck do we do?
I don't know what we can.
yeah. I don't know if there's literally anything. we
I'm gonna
can
say,
do
is the
there.
cook here? Because I don't want to say her name out loud.
Mm.
Mhm.
Has anyone seen the cook?
No.
No, nobody has seen Ninth. Probably for about 20-30 minutes at this point.
I'm gonna take a look back in the kitchen. Because he said we
Oh.
had time, like, I'm assuming
Mhm.
then he's
Yeah.
giving us time to,
Uh,
like, look and...
Lyron and Dyron are back there, but admittedly, they're looking a little concerned, and you see Dyron is throwing on studded leather armor and strapping on his daggers and kind of looking at you guys like, is this going down, or... Lyron hasn't quite strapped her armor on yet. Not necessarily from lack of being, like, wanting to, like, help you guys, but more so, like, it wasn't nearby. She does have her bow out, but, like, once again, kind of giving you guys that look like, what are we doing? Like,
So currently, Artie is one of the most important people alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any way we hide him for their search. But
I
I'm
mean-
also not just willing to hand him over.
Is there any way that we can fake his death and get out of here?
There's nothing I can
don't
do for
have
it.
for that.
Oh, let me.
Ugh. I have minor illusion, but that only lasts a minute.
And the invisibility's done.
Oh, we don't want... Well, yeah.
yeah, at this point, the invisibility probably has faded off.
It's okay, I can cast it.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
shit.
Guys, what if we put our if he's the most important guy, then we have to sacrifice some stuff for it, aka this business. Right?
Yeah, I also have
idea. What if we put Artie in the bag of holding?
Can he fit into the hat?
What weight are you at right now, Brandon? Because I think that'll end up determining.
We can take shit out.
True.
I have all of those
The
papers.
Oh, time out. Time out.
Time out. Okay.
He can hold his breath for a long time.
Yes, yes. All right. So, the diameter you would need to fit a human typically through, probably about...
But he's tiny.
Already has small stature.
It's true. No, he
And he has feathers. He's part bird. We can break a bone to get him in there if we have to. He's got brittle bones.
Okay. Not necessarily the issue. Okay.
Break his
The
shoulders so he
diameter- the
folds up
average human
nicely.
would need to, like, squeeze through, like spelunking and stuff, probably about 10 to 11 inches. So, like, pretty decent. Calgus is a kobold whose hat is a bag of
Is
holding.
and his hat is big on him.
I would just like to say,
Mhm.
2 to 3 sessions ago when I got this armor, I specifically said I did transfer my bag of holding to a bag because I was no longer wearing the hat.
That's
Okay.
right.
If that's still too small, I have a question. Is it just to get him into the bag, or is that also include for getting him out?
Well, yes.
He can always just poke. If we're having trouble getting him out, he can poke his head out and breathe. It's fine.
Okay.
Because I can reduce his size,
That's true. I forgot about the bag.
and I can also like if it's still too
Yup.
small, I can reduce his size to make him smaller.
But I
I am
think
as
you'll
well.
fine with just the bag. Correct, Mason?
multiple things.
Is he fine with just the bag?
He could probably fit in the bag.
Probably.
Okay, here's the thing. There's going to have to fit 2 of them. So it's only
Nah.
because of Ninth.
If she's even here.
She might be in the panic room. But if it is, if we have to fit both of them, then that's
That
only
takes up
7
oxygen.
That's 7.5 minutes of air.
That's plenty of time. They just stick their heads out and breathe, and then we put them back in. It's fine.
And they're going to search us all. Bags of holding are fairly common magic items. It's very common for people to smuggle people in bags of holding. It will be searched.
We do reduce on him, and then we tell him to be as stiff as a board, and he'll be like an action figure.
No,
And
because
they'll
no.
be like, oh, that's a
no,
cool little
what-
toy.
Okay, hold up. What size would you consider? What size would you consider Artie? Let's start with that.
Artie is medium. Like he's
Okay.
not. He's not like. Actually, Nathan is a perfect example. Artie is like Nathan's stature, kind of like skinnier, but still like fairly tall.
So all it would do, Nathan, is it wouldn't make him like small. It reduces him to the size small, so he'd be like my size roughly. I would assume.
Essentially.
Yeah. So he would still very clearly be a person, just a 3-foot person roughly. Like
Yeah,
it
like-
wouldn't make him super small.
He'd be Artie the halfling.
Cast it a few times.
I can only cast it once per rest. And it's a concentration spell.
It's a funny idea. Okay, move on.
It's an interesting idea. I like it.
So then, fuck. What?
Once
Did
again,
you say you can?
a knock's
What
gonna
if we?
come-
I just
a
wonder
knock's
if we
gonna come
fake
to the
his
door.
death. Fuck.
Um,
And they find his
and-
dead body.
and you're gonna notice
And-
one of the hinges. It doesn't look like it's purposeful, but a hinge just shoots off the door, so the front door is hanging barely on.
Fuck.
It does not take a genius to figure out this wolf is maybe getting a little impatient.
I am
Can you-
going to. Oh, it's touch.
For
I'm gonna.
invisibility?
Yeah,
Wait, we
I'm
have
gonna
another
like throughout this.
invisibility?
Huh?
We have another invisibility
Yeah.
spell.
But you have to go touch him.
I have.
Make the bag invisible. Isn't it also for any objects?
But I think their search is going to take more than 15 minutes. Is the problem?
It's
I know, but then
what
we, like-
invisibility is 1 hour. Oh, but you're saying for like.
I'm saying we could like yeet it over the soldiers or something. I don't know. Like, because right now they're surrounding the whole.
Or
building,
someone who
so
has
we
not
can't
been
watch out.
seen can wear the invisibility, like have the bag of holding on them. I cast invisibility on them, and you sneak past.
Exactly.
The guards. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me.
We put
I'll
them. We
do it.
yes, we put them in there. We cast invisibility on you, and then anything you're wearing, including a bag of holding, also becomes invisible. But
But
it also
we-
says, hang on, I need to clarify something. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target's person. But if you're carrying another person, like that person doesn't become invisible. But because they're in a bag of holding and the bag of holding is invisible, would they be invisible? Would they be almost like so tiny at least that they're not?
I would.
Visible.
I would say that would probably work. Yeah.
An
Okay.
invisible pocket dimension is a terrifying idea.
I am still
Kind,
worried.
kind of actually.
Oh my god. Yeah.
However, I am still worried about True Sight. With how many people they have, there is that absolute potential, and that worries me.
The thing is
Because-
that they are
So you-
very strong soldiers, but they're just soldiers. I don't think they have something like that, and I don't know if Henry has something like that. I don't know.
He does not. What
That's
I
the thing
last
is-
knew him.
That's
And
the thing is, we don't know.
so you still sneak as though you're not invisible, and so then you just have so many layers of stealth on you, right?
Okay.
The
And we
problem-
have we have Kurin cast Pass Without a Trace. Wait, unless they can detect that.
that would be
Well-
detectable if they have True Sight, I'd assume.
Well, no, it's
Or if
more
they have
so
or if they have mages on site.
right. But we have a lot of magic wards here. I can do it as like I wanted to look in some places, and since he's a traitor, I wanted to make sure I could be sneaky and sneak up on him if he was hiding. So there's our cover for if we cast Pass Without a Trace. Okay?
But
So-
I'm still worried that
You could all pile into an anti-scrying room, and that probably.
Oh,
would
we
just
do have an anti-scrying room. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go into a room. I'm gonna say, if the head cook is here, we have a very important question for them.
Would you like a meal?
No, it's Nymph.
But I don't want to say her name out loud.
yeah, we're trying to like
From
And we've been having these conversations either through a message or in an anti-scrying room.
Vina, as you say that, the wall behind you suddenly just turns, and a small little piece of paper says, "What do you need?"
What
I'm-
the fuck?
I'm listening.
Are we in an anti-scrying room?
Yeah, you are.
I just kind of relay the
You're in
plan.
Artie and Calgus's room, and it was a small section in Artie and Calgus's wall that just spun.
I love it.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm basically gonna relay the plan. I'm like, do you have any other ideas? Otherwise, we would like to put you in this bag of holding to protect you as well. And all your secret recipes.
Essentially, Ninth is just gonna like start messaging you.
Yeah. Perfect.
And you can talk that way. She'll just essentially be like, "No, I want to stay out of the bag. If this gets bloody, I intend to take a couple of them with me."
Perfect.
I have a question.
So basically,
Can I-
she approves of our plan that, like,
Yeah,
She doesn't have any other ideas.
That makes sense to Ninth. Like, Artie can't be trusted to fight for himself, so she'll make
Perfect.
that works.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Who weighs more than Ninth or Artie? I promise I have a reasoning for this.
I'm gonna say with your passive perception, Ninth weighs more.
Ninth weighs more?
Ninth is slimmer build than Artie, but Ninth, as you've kind of like seen her in armor as opposed to her prophet's gowns, pure muscle.
she's trained. Yeah.
Like literally no, Artie's skinny, but he's like got some like some like body fat to him. Ninth, no, absolutely not.
Okay. Because my thing is with the bag of holding, I'm assuming we're like we can take shit out, but also if so with reduce, it also reduces their weight to an eighth of their normal weight.
Okay.
So that way it's like I don't think we would be worried about reaching that maximum, having to take anything out if I could.
Sure. Essentially, the sentiment Ninth has like expressed to you is like it's okay to put Artie in the bag, but she wants
But
to
not
stay
her.
out. She wants to stay
Okay.
out in case things get bad to fight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Like Ninth feels like this is the Alamo. Like
Cool.
like that is the vibe she is giving you. Like fucking secret walls are starting to rotate like that Artie didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like it seems like
Jesus
Ninth's probably getting ready for a fight.
Okay. So yeah, my only concern is that like there's also the overhead shit, and we don't like I don't because Here's the thing. If they
There's
have
tree cover. There's buildings. You can sneak. It's our best bet right now.
Boom,
If I
boom,
die, I'm blaming all of
boom.
you.
We do it. We're doing this. We're doing this.
It has to
Okay,
happen.
yep, we're doing it.
Okay. So we're shoving Artie in a
So-
bag of holding. We're casting invisibility on the bag of holding.
No invisibility on the person carrying the bag of holding
Which
because
is gonna be
anything they
Nina.
carry.
Okay.
No, it's gonna be
Iris.
me. It's
No,
gonna be
Iris, because she
I
has the
apologize.
highest dex. And yeah.
Best
Okay.
bet.
And then Kurin is casting Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
I'm making that decision for Kyle.
I
Or
have
I'm
this
Alrighty.
level
or I'm
of
stealing
station
the
I can give
frickin'
one of you.
staff.
Has
It-
what?
Okay. Everything you
What's
said
that?
Oh, wait,
comes
no,
to
it takes-
pass.
takes it
I'm gonna
minutes.
say that you guys reconvene. Iris, invisible, bag, Artie, slung over shoulder. You guys reconvene at the moment when that second knock comes, and the door falls off its hinges. You see this 8-foot werewolf in adamantine armor like stick his head in and be like, "I apologize about the door, but it's time."
Oh, absolutely. We were just really trying to take one last really good look around the place to try to avoid having to tear it up.
I see.
I am.
lot
Bud is
of
going
sweat.
to act just like a customer.
Guards. And the building will start to be flooded with guards. Iris, stealth
Mhm.
check with your +10. Everybody else.
Does she get
deception
advantage?
check.
Does she get advantage because she has
I was-
invisibility?
I was gonna say
Yep,
also.
yep.
If, I was gonna
Okay.
say if I'm tiny enough, I'm also like if it's possible with bag of holding, I want to be like. Well, no, because I can't because the item I'm carrying with me, it will. I won't be able to. I don't think. Will I? Get like small. Because the bag won't reduce with me.
You can just get as small as you can and also carry that without
Yeah.
it encumbering.
Yeah,
you.
You're 3 or 2 foot stature probably.
You
decent.
said
32.
deception?
32. Hold on with that 32. All right, Calgus. As to your question, which one would they be, man? Like, would
want-
Calgus take him out, or would he put them?
Oh, they're not in the bag, and I had to take them out.
Oh, okay. Copy. I misread that entirely.
Yeah.
All right. Copy.
It's for your information. And can I just cast Detect Good and Evil, or Evil and Good, and just have it running during this whole ordeal?
So you want to cast Detect Good and Evil on?
It's a 30-foot radius.
Okay. So remind me what that does again. Like Fey, Fiend, Celestial.
Yeah, aberrations, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet.
All right. So
Also, are we doing deception or persuasion check? What did you say?
give me either one. Like obviously your deception is you're just lying. Your persuasion check, I'm gonna say, is more being convincing that maybe things are on the up and up.
I'll persuade.
All
I'll
right.
persuade as well.
Because I have a +5 to that still.
And for my persuasion check, I'm gonna flavor it as Calgus is taking all the questions like super literally. Like, do you know where he is? Not currently. Like that, that's
You're
what it is.
being a completely uncooperative witness.
Correct.
All right.
So, I'm gonna use my luck point for the day,
Okay.
just so you're aware.
Bud, persuasion or deception to make it seem like you're a customer.
Persuasion. I'm being truthful. I'm
Okay. Okay.
enjoying
alright.
some chow.
But
That you get for
Alright.
free.
Uh,
Pers-
where is it?
I see you, Brandon. You're good.
I'm not having a good time.
Okay. 16. 16 persuasion.
16 persuasion. Okay. All right. Interesting. So a couple things are going to happen very quickly here. The first thing that happens is this giant werewolf is standing in front of all of you. Guards are going to surround the visible party members. and take you guys, place your hands behind your back, put you against a wall, pat you down, search you. As you're doing so, this wolf is going to pull a bag off of his hip and reach into it, and 4 sets of mithril manacles are going to go on each one of your.
Wait,
Lyra-
4 set?
Yep. Kurin's still there.
Oh, okay, that's right. My bad. I'm like,
Um,
what the fuck?
Lyron and Dyron will be removed from the kitchen. 2 more sets of mithril manacles. There is a couple of customers in here, most of which kind of trickled out when they saw what was about to kick off. Couple more customers are taken, cuffed, patted, and the guards begin to search the building. It is not a gentle search. They're upturning tables, breaking into cupboards if they don't open right away. There's a call from upstairs when some of the guards find the paperwork that Caligus had in his room. There is
And I would like to be in the room, like, unless they take me out of my room.
they're gonna remove you from the room. Was there anything specific you wanted to do in the room while you were in there?
Pretty much just take the blame of the papers being only mine.
Okay. The guard who's kind of like interrogating you is kind of like, okay, yeah, like this is bad, dude. Like, as a couple guards go downstairs, you guys hear 3 loud explosions. And
Perhaps.
a couple of guards will like go downstairs, weapons drawn, and drag 3 unconscious guards out of the basement. They are asleep, and kind of wake them up. But yeah, no, essentially the entire place is tossed. They find the panic room, but they do not find Ninth. They're not like smashing walls with sledgehammers and stuff, but they're essentially, if there's a place to overturn, they're overturning it. If there's a spot to look, they're looking into it. And it seems like they do have a couple of mages in their repertoire that are going around and like taking note of like anti-scrying measures. They took note of some of the concealing magical illusions on the panic room door. Iris, with a 31.
32?
With a easy.
Just in case it matters.
Okay. With a 32. Navigating all around this is a fucking nightmare. The party is cuffed up, disarmed. Essentially, you're moving between mages, using detect magic, guards physically looking into things. Stepping outside, you see there are more mages. But kind of as you poke your head outside, you also notice like there's so much coverage, it'd be really hard to slip out right now. But by some fairy machination, with your wings, your wit, and your sheer stealth, you're able to avoid detection in this building, flitting around place to place, moving constantly.
You're also the only one that isn't wanted.
Oh my god, I am!
As
So they don't know you exist.
They don't know I exist!
as
Hopefully.
the search comes to its conclusion, you guys are all kind of spun. I will say the entire party is disarmed except for Kurin. When they tried to take Kurin's axe, literally roots started growing into Kurin's arms, and he has not been able to be separated from that axe.
That's fucking hilarious.
I love that.
Low-key terrifying.
But the wolf will spin to you. It occurs to you, you've never asked this guy his name. But he'll look at all of you.
I
and kind of-
didn't, because it's like Chelsea knows, but I forget that.
He'll kind of sigh and rub his temple, and he'll be like, "Are you sure you don't know where Ardiasi is?"
I truly do not know where Ardiasi is. And that's the truth. Like, and this is now Chelsea talking. Like, that's
Yeah.
the truth. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
tell,
no, you.
I didn't tell Iris where.
You absolutely, yeah. You see this guy kind of like rub his face, and he'll look at you, Vina, as you're kind of been the spokesperson. He's like, I see. Then you have my apologies. I'm under very strict orders. Um, the members of this guild are under arrest.
Excuse
What
And-
me.
for?
Mhm.
This is a bar.
Are we still doing that?
He might
just
find
just a
Stapleton,
second,
too.
guys.
He could easily
Oh
get-
God, what are we gonna do, you guys?
How is this gonna work?
Well, you're gone, so
It's another
Now we're the ones in
Coliseum
trouble.
situation.
Pirate Mommy's gonna come to our rescue.
You see this wolf kind of like look at you, Calgus, as you say like bar. He'll go. He'll collect some papers from
It is what
this
the
guy,
paperwork says.
a couple of guys who've been like sorting through your room and some of the papers that have been found. And he goes, all of the employees of this bar are under arrest. Are we happy, Master Kobold?
I'm happy, satisfied.
Good.
I would like to know what we are under arrest for.
Suspicion of treason, harboring a fugitive.
There is not a fugitive here. You searched.
Of course.
How can we be
and-
under arrest for harboring a fugitive?
And you will have your court date. But for now, you are going to be escorted to. Well, you will be escorted this way.
I would also just like to say,
Mhm.
I put my demon revolver in the bag of holding
Okay.
because I don't want things to get worse for me.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I would
Calgus.
also like to say that I did not specifically tell Iris this, but I did. Well, she's, never mind, because I've taken them to my one safe house.
Mhm.
Right? So never mind, I don't need to do anything with that.
All
She
right.
knows that exists and where it is. So never mind.
So, a couple things happen in very quick succession. As you guys are starting to be escorted out, there is a mage at the front door who casts Detect Magic on every single one of you. He slap when he gets to Kurin and Vina. He kind of whispers something to the giant wolf, and a bracelet is placed above each of your cuffs, and you feel your magic fade.
Yep.
What about me?
They
Hang
do
on, does that do anything? Because it's not a magical ability
Mm-hmm.
that my changeling stuff is, right? That's just innate.
Yeah, nope, that's innate.
Okay, cool.
Just strictly your sorcery. Calgus,
Okay.
oddly enough, they do not place one on you.
For artificer nor cleric?
Oh, you are cleric. Yeah, they'll slap one on you. Artificer would actually have flown under the radar of this, but cleric does not. They are anti-magical bracelets. Oh no!
Yeah. Can I?
Hopefully you've flown the
Hang
fuck
on.
away already.
Am I? Can,
Yeah, you have to be gone by now.
yeah.
What did you say
So-
you know about? What's
Because you'll
happening?
drop
Because
invisibility, Chelsea.
invincibility.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, invisibility.
I'm
It's
gonna
been
need-
plenty of
I'm
time.
gonna- I'm gonna need another stealth check. Just your stealth modifier. No Kurin.
Oh yeah, because no path
No.
on a trace.
But we had quite a long conversation with him, and they were searching while you were running. And they had
Yes.
to do a thorough search.
But as
And
I
you're
said,
fast.
as I said, to run outside with the mages looking directly at the building and the Quetzal would have been tricky. So,
And
two
I told
options.
you to
Two-
run
two-
as if you
two-
didn't
two-
have invisibility.
two options, Mika. If Iris ran, trying to escape the building, you're going to make this check at disadvantage. If Iris stayed in the building, you just make a straight stealth check,
But you're still in.
but you're still inside.
How small logistically can I be right now?
You probably can't get anything under like 2 feet tall. You're gonna
2 feet?
quickly get 2 feet. You're gonna quickly become unable to carry that bag. As it is, you're kind
Okay.
of pushing it.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can like loophole to fucking like hide in some sort of like cabinet or cupboard.
Yeah, I mean they're
Um,
they're largely thrown open.
Or the
at this point.
rafters. But if someone
Where-
has
It's
true
an
sight,
attic.
if they were like searching with true sight though, that's what scares me.
I think rafters would probably be your best bet.
I'll do that. And also I'll just roll straight. Because a disadvantage does not sound good. I have a high stealth, but like that's just not. I'm gonna use my inspiration dice.
Okay. Okay.
So let me just
I forgot about that.
No!
Did you do it?
Okay.
Did you do it?
I assume that's a nat 20. Okay. All right. So, Iris, as your party is being led away, magical suppressing bracelets slapped onto the party disarmed. You feel the magical effects of Pass Without a Trace invisibility drop. In that moment, you go, oh fuck. You're able to find a crook between a rafter and kind of hang there. You kind of think you made a really good choice, as it seems like there's a lot of mages outside, plus the Quetzal who had really good vision on it. So you're pretty confident like staying put was probably the best choice available to you. The party is led away. Iris, roll me a history check with disadvantage.
How does an 8 sound?
Not good, homie. Not good. Iris, as your party is led away, you have no idea where they're being led.
Ah.
Rest of the party, roll me a
I do have
history
a
check.
question.
Yes.
Before I was handcuffed,
Yep.
what was I getting on detect evil and good?
So that is one of those things that is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
By and large, nothing from any of the guards, but the giant wolf, the very faintest of fiendish energy. Not like he is saturated in it, but more so like touched by fiendish energy.
Like as if there was something that used to be there.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Math. Jesus Christ, math. 23.
23. If something used to be there, there'd be like residual, right?
Mhm.
This is even less than that. Like, it's like residual of residual almost.
Okay.
Yes, Mika.
Like a seltzer
Uh,
water. You know?
You guys like a hint of lime?
Yeah.
Probably even less than that.
Oh,
But yeah,
wow.
that's a good comparison.
Like, are we
Um,
talking LaCroix that was like
Exactly.
carbonated water that's shipped in the same like box as some
Container
fruit?
is
Yeah.
watermelon. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, Mika. Go.
No, you're good. So, I'm assuming at this point, nobody else in the building, just Artie and I. Oh, you're muted. Or there's still like.
There are still guards in the building, and they're gonna post guards pretty much in every hallway. And essentially, they've kicked everybody out, but it seems like they're gonna keep people stationed here.
Am I just fucking stuck hanging here?
But you have.
That seems likely at this moment, yes.
So okay. So just a question.
Yeah.
Would Artie have any idea where they're at? I'm assuming like uh,
You could ask him.
maybe. No, I'm not gonna speak out loud. Not right
Okay.
now.
All right.
Cause I don't
Well,
want to draw attention.
just keep in mind, 15 minutes is quickly quickly coming up. So
15 minutes is quickly coming up.
Artie's oxygen.
No!
Yeah.
Oh no!
so
Need to get to somewhere that he can peek his head out, take a nice deep breath, and go back in. It's fine.
Ew, knowing Artie, he's gonna go like and draw attention to himself.
also to be very clear, Chelsea, like spaces need a little bit of time to reabsorb oxygen. Like, not much, but you know,
And
you
that
can't
might-
just
But,
like have him like come up and be like, all right, now hold your breath for 15 more minutes with complete oxygen depleted in that bag. Bye.
Hey, as soon as you open up, that their diffusion happens pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly, but it's not instant. Close to instant, but it's not instant. All right. So, the rest of the party, can I get those history checks, please?
They're
put
in
them
chat already.
Oh, did you? Oh, thank you. All right. Calgus.
Yes, sir.
Oddly enough, Bud, Vina, you guys have kind of like resigned yourself a little bit. Like, you're being led away in manacles. It's a bad day. Calgus, oddly enough, being the one person who shouldn't know shit about this place, the prison's in the south,
We're going
and you're
north.
being led to the center of the city to the north.
Shit.
Well, what's north?
The center of the city.
The center of the city.
That's all I know. Probably towards
I know, but
the emperor.
where? Yeah, that's my
Oh.
guess.
Yeah. So as you get to closer to the center of the city, essentially it's like you have the poorest districts on the outside.
Mhm.
The merchants districts are kind of close to the middle, and at the center of everything you have the high ziggurats that are like the temple. You have what used to be like the priestess of Hadro's temples, but are now largely unused. And you have a lot of like the nobles have homes that are like political homes, where it's not where they actually reside, but they're places to be when court's in session. So, yeah, you're being led that way. Yeah. So, a couple of quick questions. Party, is there anything you want to do as you're being led away in manacles? Iris, what's your game plan here? Because Artie does need to breathe. And as you're kind of watching these guards, as about an hour or two go by. Yep. Oh, mic's not working? Yeah,
We
mic's
can't hear you.
I have a very stupid question. I am
Okay.
willing to try anything here though.
Okay.
So, with Druidcraft,
Okay.
I can cast, and this isn't. It can be verbal or it can be somatic.
Okay.
I can create a gust of wind. Can I blow some wind into the bag of holding to give him oxygen? I think for creativity alone.
Pretty good. I'll give you that. Roll me a stealth check. It is not a disadvantage, which it would have been if Artie had poked his little head out.
Oh, that's a 27.
Okay, yeah. Y'all are fine right now. That being said, as Mika, as about an hour or two goes by,
Mhm.
you notice some of the guards are starting to like remove their helmets. You're seeing like mostly Saurian guards, and a Saurian has like started like cooking in the kitchen. You see people getting cots ready. and just always at the front and rear door, there are people watching the doors. It seems like they're gonna wait for Artie to come back.
I need to look something up.
All right. To the rest of the party, who's not Iris, you guys are marched a very short distance down the city streets, getting some interested looks from some people before you are brought to a large wooden carriage. Yes, Calgus.
If any of those people am I looking, is anybody from the Undercity?
Roll me a luck check, D100.
D100.
Do I see if anyone of interest?
Give
To
me
me?
a luck check, D20.
68. It was almost
Okay.
69.
With a 68, as you're kind of looking around, you see a familiar gray goblin just kind of look out of the corner of his eye and then like double back like, the fuck? As he makes eye contact with you. You know he's a supplier for Rive.
I'm trying to think of how I want to just like give him a look. Of shit's bad, but like not for me shit's bad, just shit's bad.
Give me a persuasion check, and this is not to like convey the idea shit's bad. It's how well you're conveying the idea. Like, how
Wouldn't that be a performance check? I don't know if that's any better for you, Brandon.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, never
Shut
mind.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Chelsea? What an interesting point you've made.
So this is the difference between a 15 and an 18.
Take the 18.
Cool.
All right. Calgus, you feel pretty confident you're able to convey like shit's bad, like, and convey the seriousness of the situation and kind of some of the undertones. So,
And it's like a warning for the Undercity too.
yep, yeah. You see this goblin kind of like make eye contact with you, eyes get wide, and just literally drop like some of the metal he was carrying and just book it.
Good.
I rolled a 16 on my luck check.
Okay. Vina, as you're walking by, you make it very like, it'd be very easy in this moment to like look dejected and like keep your head down, but understanding that optics are important, you keep your head up, but also by keeping your head up and exposed, there's a greater chance that somebody in your network has seen you. Unlike the goblin, there is no outward appearance. However, it's highly unlikely that nobody from your family, or at least connections with your family, it's very highly unlikely that nobody saw what happened here today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Now
Alright.
sign up, pirate mommy.
No sign of pirate mommy. Bud, roll me a perception check.
Ooh. 22.
What? Ooh, good one. With a 22 perception check, Bud, you're able to kind of turn your head at the last second. Do you have your hood up by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of turn your head at the last second as you hear somebody hawk a loogie at you, and you kind of like feel it like it like how you turned your head, like it should have just caught on the hood, but it completely misses you just as you kind of like instinctively being a blood hunter, like you don't want to get hit by shit, like fuck that. You move your head, looking to see who did it. There is a green tiefling with gold stitched skins glaring daggers into you, from about 3 or 4 rows back in the crowd.
I'm guessing I'm gonna like use my sense of that brand that I had
Yep.
It's pointing towards them.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Just
it
making
is.
sure I'm not going crazy. Yep.
Do I see the tiefling? If so, I want to wink at her because I killed her wife. That's all.
Okay, you can do that. Bud, also,
Perfect.
you noticed with a 22 perception check, your blood did not start boiling until that loogie was hocked. Like,
I mean, the brand doesn't tell distance; it just tells direction. So
okay, well, but still, like, it got really intense when that happened. So,
yeah.
kind of that pounding blood feeling. But yeah, just looking at her, she's 100% armed. She wants to jump you, but being flanked by about 50 Praetorian guard and having that dark shadow of the Quetzal flying over you, not wise. You guys are loaded into a wooden cart, pulled by some parasaurs. You're chained to the walls of the cart. It's not necessarily an uncomfortable cart. It's the seats are actually padded, fairly clean. Not your stereotypical prison cart, but you guys are pulled towards the center of the city at a pretty breakneck pace. Parasaurs are known for being fast. Alrighty. So, a couple of things now. The party is in custody. Iris, the longer you stay in this place, the more chance
Mhm.
you're going to be discovered. But there is constant guard outside.
Mhm.
So that is some things to mull over.
Mhm.
As we go forward, I'm probably going to keep cutting back to you to like kind of check into you. But by and large, right now, we're going to go to the party's captivity.
Oh, okay.
But Iris, go ahead and make me 3 luck checks real quick.
Luck checks.
Luck checks.
Also, before I do that, I do have. I'm trying to cook here, so I have a couple questions.
Go for it.
Okay. One, do I know of any of the locations of the moving walls? The one that didn't, you know, is like hiding in.
So, how many questions do you have, and how much are you trying to cook here?
Jurda's. Yeah. There are 5 quick questions.
Send them.
Okay, so, where is the near? I guess let me specifically ask about the one that Ninth is in. How far away am I from it? How loud is it? Where is the nearest guard? How many are by it? And so yeah, those are the questions I have.
Okay. Stand by for 1 second.
Okay. My plan, what I'm hoping to possibly do, is if it's within 30 feet, like, yeah, I'm hoping I can create like some sort of loud, like a small animal that could be loud while I'm doing the door thing. If I can sneak it, so that they don't hear it. If that wall is loud, something stupid just to distract them. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to distract them in any way possible. Like, because I can make noise, like, within a 5-foot cube, I can make noises up to 30 feet away.
I'm trying to
A
look.
scream.
I can't, no, it has to be a small, it has to be a small animal. Like, I don't know, I don't,
Make it a crow and have it scream.
are humans considered animals?
No.
Yeah.
Not in the
Well,
rules.
But not small.
This is prestidigitation.
But I'm small. No, it's druidcraft. So I'm
Oh,
assuming it's be like an actual, like, because if
Yeah.
we count as animals, I'm small. I could imitate my scream. If not, I could do like a hawk or some shit.
So Mika,
Mm-hmm.
you have
Sir.
my backpack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would have everything in my backpack, correct?
Mm-hmm. What's in your backpack?
I just
C4.
happen to have a shadowy mask of the eclipse.
No, because if I take it off, I'm. Yeah, if I take it off, I'm blind.
Aren't you already blind? If you take
No,
off something
only if
else,
I take off my necklace.
so then take
But I
neither of
think-
them off.
But I. You kind of
See, there's no double. It's like you can't go double blind. So, But also, this is a demon contract with the mask, and I don't know if you don't have sight to offer, what else does it take? But that's besides the point.
That's not besides the point. Hello?
Just saying, it's in the bag.
Would she also happen to have like a few like fucking sticks of dynamite in that backpack or anything?
Some
I
C4.
don't. I did
You
not
have the
make any.
C4.
Really?
I didn't make it. I decided to make.
No, Artie made
Um,
C4
You have
for
one.
you.
You have one charge of C4 and one detonator.
Oh, well, there you go.
We're gonna blow the establishment up.
That would make a
Or them.
pretty loud noise. But you
Yeah,
also don't
but-
know where Ninth is if she's in the walls. You don't really want to explode
She's
her.
in the wall.
One of my questions was, do I know where that wall is? Like, cause I know that you guys are aware of it. However, we don't know
You
where
would.
my location.
We were
like-
all we were all in that room talking.
Oh, that's. Was okay? I wasn't invisible by that. Okay, so I
So-
know where it is.
So to be very clear, it was just like a small section of wall panel that like flipped quick.
But I'm 2 feet tall.
It
How
was
small
like-
are we talking this?
Like small, like to fit like a card through. Like it was like a slot that like flipped. There was a card with the message on it.
But you could at least, if she's still here, talk
But
to
she
her.
would have. But I'd talk to her and if guards
No,
are nearby.
right.
Roll me a perception check, Iris.
It's a nat 20.
A nat 20. With a
Unnat,
mo-
unnat.
with a
Like start
mod.
30.
Yep, mod 20. With a mod 20, as you're looking around, there is a small section of wall in one of the steeples that is missing, and you just see, just for the briefest moment, Ninth's green eyes flash. Like she's been right with you this entire time. Like she's tracking.
She's ride or die with our.
I love her. Yeah.
Well, and if there's a few enough number of guards, she can probably just take them all out.
Also
Not
with the
gonna
mod
Yeah, she can
20,
finish them off.
as you're looking around, there's a lot of like ornate, like this is a pretty nice establishment. Already spent some money into it, but so there's like ornate like swirls and carvings, and you're with a mod 20, you notice a distinct lack of some of those carvings, almost as though murder holes have started to be opening up around the place.
I'm so stoked for this. She's gonna go all. Well, it's gonna be great, Mika. Great.
Okay, so that panel you're talking about, how big is it?
So like right now there's just like a slot in the wall. Like Ninth has like
A slot.
removed a section of the wall to like so you could see her, and she messages you, too many for just me right now. But it's
Okay.
a comma right now.
Right
Uh,
now.
The
Oh.
the implication is there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's also one more thing in my backpack.
What?
Just it's very just in case. Like, don't use it, but you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Is my demon pistol.
Yeah, I won't use that.
It's there if you need it.
But
Where?
am I able? Like, I don't know how message works. Can I message her back, like in response?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna message back. Take cover with you.
Shrug. Yeah. She'll just kind of like you see a slight motion like, yeah, come on over.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Do I have to do a stealth check for this?
No.
Okay, and I will. I'm gonna roll those luck checks now.
Okay.
Um.
I'm gonna say
I
you're
just wanted
naturally
to-
stealthy enough to like fly silently. That's not an issue.
Okay, and I'm not adding anything to these.
No.
Okay. 10, 17, 16.
Copy. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Mhm.
You get into this. Essentially, what it amounts to is like a crawl space with Ninth. And you can see like there is a system of not necessarily like tunnels, but like slots in like the wall and stuff where like beams have been like cut out. So like it's not a path, but it's like you weave in and under like support beams, like past like drywall, like the equivalent of drywall and shit. And essentially, there is like paths around the tavern in the walls. They're
Okay.
not comfortable by any means, but
If I'm small enough.
even
'Cause if
then,
I could leave
even then,
even then.
they're not comfortable. It's
Okay.
meant to be a way to get around
Yeah.
to like multiple positions as opposed to like any sort of like comfortableness.
Okay. At this point, would it be safe to say that Artie can, at least for the moment, come out of the bag of holding?
It is gonna be like crazy tight, but
If I'm
Artie can poke his little head out, sure.
okay,
But
at
with
the
Nip-
very least, that.
Yeah, with Ninth and you in this confined space, like it truly is like literally just the space between a wall. Like
Yeah.
these, like Ninth has made a small corridor of tunnels and stuff to kill people. Like
Yeah.
this is not like
Absolutely.
this is very purpose driven. It's very, you can only like fit Ninth inside of it. So like to fit
For her, yeah,
to fit Ninth, Iris, and Artie, you're probably
would
pushing
be
it.
questionable. Okay. Yeah. At least as long as he can get air without me having to blow fucking wind into the bag of holding, that's fine.
Yep, absolutely. So you don't break wind into the bag of the holding. That makes sense. Artie's gonna poke his head out and just in a whisper, because he's not fucking stupid, people. He is going to be like, we do have my supplies in the basement as well. Just a
Let
thought.
him cook.
He's
I'm
milking
going
us.
to allow Artie to cook.
Okay.
But the supplies would they be there maybe in the. Are there guards? that
Ninth will, as you kind of ask, are there guards? Ninth will look at you and be like, there cannot be.
I mean, yeah, but won't that? If it's quick and quiet, they wouldn't know.
It's my specialty.
Go for it. I'm gonna let her cook.
All right, you guys navigate some holes in the walls, get to the basement. As you get there, there is a single guard down there. Ninth will kind of explain to you. She'll be like, now listen, they check in every about 20-30 minutes. So once we do this, Artie, can you... And he's just waves his hand. I can make something happen in 20-30 minutes. The question is, what do we want to have happen in 20-30 minutes? Explosion, fire, distraction, sleep bomb. I can, if we're not worried about the damage, I can do a lot.
Okay. To my knowledge, is there anyone still posted outside?
Yeah, there are guards outside.
Okay.
The Quetzals, like the giant flying fortresses, they're not present, but there are people stationed around. But it's a light perimeter, so it's like meant to see Artie if he comes. It's not
Would you
necessarily meant to like. They don't know Artie's inside. They're not necessarily trying to like contain him in here, but they're keeping an eye on the property.
Is it plausible that
Mhm.
between Ninth and I, we'd be able to take care of the outside guards? Or would that be too much? Like if we're being stealthy, if we're taking shots that,
it would probably come down to some rolls, but it's possible.
it's possible? Okay. I'm just trying to think of what tactic would be best here, because sleep bomb would be cool, but then we have to deal with the outside. Shit. Fuck.
Iris,
Yeah.
what's your best possible play here?
That's what I'm trying to fucking think
No,
through.
that's already asking you. direct.
Oh, what's my best possible play here?
Mhm.
I like my strong suit is being stealthy. That's the best I have. I mean, I have a good shot, but between Ninth and I don't.
Iris, how many health potions do you have?
I have 6.
Artie holds out his hand. All of them. Now.
Take all of them? Oh no, give it to him.
Yep.
I will hand all of them to him.
The fuck
Artie
does
will
this
ta-
man have planned?
Artie will take all of them. He's kind of like sitting there. He's shaking, like physically, like trembling. He'll kind of he'll look at Ninth, who is like dressed in leather armor with daggers. It's pretty obvious. He's kind of confused about this, but he just nods because Ninth said she's gonna take out the guards. You watch as Ninth stealthily kind of like slips out of a hole in the wall, walks up to this guard, and as she does, like a small creak in a board tips this guard off, and he takes his sword out and brings it down in an arc. In a display that is almost impossible, Ninth simply sidesteps the blade and slips a dagger into his neck, as though she saw what was going to happen a quarter of a second sooner.
Wonder why.
And she just pulls it out as the guard crumples silently. Artie looks horrified, but quickly goes over to some of his beakers and stuff, and you just see fire start to erupt, and like flames fire as he starts taking your health potions, and he starts mixing them with different alchemical ingredients, and just like moving fast, moving quick, as like thick fumes start to like spew. He'll look at you and be like, "Bar the door."
I'll do that.
All right.
I'm so afraid.
As these like gaseous fumes just start like completely like suffocating the basement, like it's not like rolling out yet, but it's getting smoky in here. Like typically Artie's very careful to make sure he doesn't destroy anything. Right now Artie is just like beakers, pouring things together, mixing things, and you can see he's like taking your health potions and distilling them further, which he warned could prove fatal. But he's doing that precise thing. Yeah, and that is where we're gonna cut off from you for right now. Actually, timeout. Because that time frame. Roll me 2 luck checks.
10. 17. I don't know why. Why am I rolling the same thing over and over again?
And
Hold up.
17.
I'm just gonna grab another dice.
Okay. As you roll those,
Mm-hmm.
this smoke starts to like become this acrid, thick smoke. Ninth is like ties a bandana over her mouth. Artie does the same and kind of wets it down.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, Mika, you just feel a pleasant buzz, but both Artie and Ninth are kind of like hacking, and you can see like their eyes start going bloodshot. As the smoke kind of reaches a crescendo, and it's to the point where it's like if you've ever been like those smoke houses, like they take kids to for like the firefighting displays, where the
Mhm.
smoke is so thick you can't see your face, your feet, and face, or your like hand in front of your face rather.
Okay.
Artie nods, and he's like, "Get back in the wall, and we're gonna need to leave very quickly." Did you give Artie the bag?
No.
Artie asked for the bag.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him cook. I'll give him the bag.
You'll give him the bag. You see him take out a bundled charge that you're not familiar what it is, but it's C4. And you see him start smashing start smashing some of the beakers on the walls and start smashing some of the potions and stuff, and he sets the explosive underneath this brew that's kind of distilling and causing all this acrid smoke. And he'll just kind of look at both you and Ninth and be like, "We need to run." Yep.
I'll
Um,
run.
Are you gonna put Artie back in the bag of holding?
I'm just gonna run through scenarios here. Artie could trip and fall. Artie could fail anything
5
at any point.
seconds.
Put him in
4
the bag of holding,
seconds.
give it to Ninth.
All right.
And giving the bag to Ninth as well. I want it.
Bag of holding to Ninth. You guys get back into the walls. You hear Ninth with a little remote, or you see Ninth with a little remote. You guys run through the walls. You slip out kind of a back section of door that's unguarded. As you look, the guard has a dagger in his throat. Slip out a back section of door, and as you do, you watch Ninth, and you just hear whoosh as a giant fire starts and a loud explosion rips the basement apart, propelling this cloud of acrid health potion, which is a psychedelic drug. Out the floorboards, out the windows. The guards in the house, you hear them cry out as many are killed in the initial explosion. Many more are killed by the shrapnel that is generated by it. And all the ones in the area start to be affected by this hallucinogen. With your luck checks and with the rolls I rolled for Ninth, you guys are able to dispatch the couple of guards you make contact with and disappear into the night into the city of Menos.
Damn! We all cooked!
Mika, as you
What?
as you make it down the dark streets of Menos, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I have a +1 to this.
Correct,
It's
and
my ring.
you're gonna get an advantage on this.
Yes! It's a 14.
A 14, okay. With a 14, as you guys are running, you get probably 5 or 6 blocks, a fair distance away from this explosion that has happened and from like the outer perimeter of where the guards have set this. And you kind of look over. You have a very pleasant buzz going, and as you kind of look over at Ninth, you're about to say something reminiscent of like, you know, we did it, it worked, and you just watch Ninth's eyes roll back in her head, and she just collapses.
Is she having another? Would I assume that she's having another like vision?
Roll me a history check.
Or is she ODing?
Okay. That's what I'm worried. It's one of the two.
Roll me a
You
history
said,
check.
said history.
I'm gonna say because you said it, no check necessary. Ninth is ODing, and it's
Fuck.
a decent guess to think if Ninth is ODing,
Then
there's
Artie's
ano-
ODing too.
there's another party who was just as exposed.
Fuck. Fuck.
You are left in the streets of Menos with 2 ODing people, one of them in a bag of holding. And that
Hold up.
Mhm.
Wait, I have a question though. But
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I don't know if this changes due to like what he did with them. But the ODing on it doesn't like it just here's what it you don't gain further charisma why did we do that? You don't gain further charisma bonuses and continue to lose wisdom until comatose, but behave under the effects of confusion spell for 3d4 hours. So to
Yeah.
my knowledge, it doesn't.
correct.
I read it
That's
as-
for you, a Fae.
Additionally, Artie
And-
distilled it further.
I was gonna say, was it because of? And you said it was fate. No. 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 No.
So,
No. 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 No.
Um, that is where we're gonna cut from Iris. Iris, where are you going?
Let me compose myself.
Nah, where are you going? It's important.
Just me?
Yep, just you. In this moment, where would Iris go? You
I'm
have two
taking the bag
people
of
in.
holding with me.
Yep.
Obviously, can I like throw Ninth in there too?
Sure.
Okay. Mm. And I have no idea where they are at all. Fuck. Can I like, I want to try to like go on the outskirts of the city wherever I'm traveling to. I want to try to avoid the city at hand.
Okay. To be very clear, Iris, Ninth and
tell me
Artie
where to be in a safe house.
Ninth and Artie desperately need medical attention right now.
Oh, fantastic.
So
But there also want. Oh, I don't know if there's any. Like, I don't think there's a good.
So with the understanding that they need medical attention,
Uh-huh.
where does Iris go?
Fuck.
Yes, Calvis.
Iris, did Iris accompany me when I dropped off my letter the first time?
Did the Underdark?
Yeah.
I don't
Or at
believe
least
so.
I thought somebody was with me when I delivered the letter to the sewers.
I
Or
thought
maybe-
no, I thought Iris did go with you because we didn't want anyone to be by themselves.
Was this?
I might be
when-
crazy though.
I don't feel
When was this? Because that'll help me like put
Early.
into
like after,
early.
like session 2 early. Or no, it was
Maybe?
after it was after we found out who got put in charge because I sent a letter back to warn everybody.
Did I? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, 100%.
Well, in that case, probably not. So, Iris.
Is it safe to assume that I would have, like at my safe house, I would have antidotes and shit just from my.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So the thing to consider is Artie weaponized a Fey drug. Like, there's really no conceivable way Vina has an antidote at her house. So, they need Fey medical attention. What would Iris like to do?
Faye medical attention.
But
If you're carrying a bag of holding, they're in the bag, and that turned invisible and
Would
kept
the
them
item-
invisible. Would they?
would the item stay
Go
with
with
me if I
you.
transport?
Probably. But
I'm doing it.
also,
Oh,
you're
wait, but
rocking,
also-
you're rocking with 15 minutes of air with 2 people in a bag of holding Herodian. You might
And
want
the problem.
you might want
sorry.
something a little more immediate.
I was gonna
So-
say.
Without needing to roll, some of the
Uh-huh.
people Iris has met, you know the gnome, that's Bud's fixer, / magical weapon dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, you could go to Vina's safe house and hope they sleep it off. You could go into the Feywild. You could, because you're from the Summer Court, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
I have
There-
to find.
there's a certain member of the Summer Court who has clairvoyance and deals with favors, and that's Queen Tatiana.
But here's the thing: I need to ask a favor from her later
Yeah.
as well. I'm gonna
Um,
go to the.
You also have Calgus's pistol, which you don't know what it does, but those
You
are
are putting the weight of the whole on a single person. This is so fucked up.
yep. And not to be this guy, but you have 10 seconds to decide.
Yes. You also have a set
No.
of bone dice in your pocket.
Sure, you do have a set of bone dice as well.
Oh, Brandon.
I want to gamble.
You want to jamble? Oh, we jambling. All right.
Woo! We need to play some like party game music right now. Like.
As there are tears
Hang on,
in
I
my
got
eyes,
you.
We
There
need
are
Mario
literal
Party
tears.
music.
It's gonna be like Coconut Mall as there's like tears in my
No,
eyes.
that's copyright, guys.
Coconut Mall's on my DMCA free.
That's
Oh, really?
funny.
You want Coconut Mall playing? I can get you
Yeah.
Coconut Mall.
Yeah, I want Coconut Mall.
All right, Mika.
I'm
As-
higher. By the way, if that's what we're doing.
Okay. Actually, yeah. So as you do it, your guy appears in front of you. He'll
Mhm.
kind of bow, and you slam down dice and say, "I'm higher." He'll roll, and he'll say, keeping his dice covered, he'll be like, "All right, what are we betting?"
I'm gonna try to word this in a way where it's not that it's their lives. I want antidotes that will help these two to keep them alive. I want antidotes.
Hmm.
Because if it's an OD, then that's what he. Well, hold up. Backtrack. I don't know the. Is it safe to assume, with this stupid ass man, that even if there's like not an antidote that exists technically that would help out with this, would it be safe to assume that he would be able to, however, provide that?
Yeah, he would probably be able to save their lives. That is safe to assume.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I want to save these two.
I see. So, to be very clear, them being saved is the prize? Or you want the power to save these two? Saved no matter what, but higher risk. I must say they aren't looking good, my dear, so you might want to make that decision.
Can I do
As he says this, you notice Artie and Nymph are out of the bag of holding next to you, foam trickling from their mouths, both of their eyes rolled back in their heads.
So, okay, I want to make sure I'm understanding.
Mhm.
So, I can have the power, like, I have the power to help them, but it'd be higher risk, is what you're saying? Or am I reading that incorrectly?
So what he's essentially asking is like, if you lose, are you willing to let them die? Or are you asking for, like, a boon type situation where he saves their life, but there's a cost? Or are you just jambling it out, like?
It's the prize. I'll take a cost if I'm not gambling their lives. I'm not willing to have them just die on. If there's anything I can, it's a prize. I will pay
Okay.
whatever. Like,
I see. Well, are you higher or am I higher?
I'm higher.
Interesting.
Oh, what?
He'll walk over to Artie and Nymph, and he'll place his hand on both of their heads, and you watch as in the back of their neck, 2 symbols are burned and tattooed.
Arcana check?
Yeah, absolutely.
No! No fucking way! Shit you not!
Let's go.
Nat 20?
Yes!
Iris. As he does this, you are like, what are you doing? And as you kind of are looking on horrified, as these tattoos are like burned into their necks, and as they fade, you see him snap his fingers, and his dice that were concealed by a cup appear. 2 6s. And he looks you in the eye, and he goes, "Betting, my dear, is a double-edged sword. It's important to learn that not just you pay the price. You watch as Artie and Ninth's breathing stabilizes. And he looks at you and he goes, "There are worse things than death, my dear. And I don't intend to inflict them on you or your friends. But a deal's a deal."
So do I know what it is?
Absolutely you do.
What is it?
Artie and Ninth both owe him a favor. Additionally, with your nat 20, you realize that this spell acts like a find familiar, where he can see through their eyes and hear through them at any point in time.
But they're alive.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
Shut
what we
the fuck up.
signed up before.
Oh, and just so you're aware, as he snaps his fingers, Iris, how much were you under by?
2.
That's gonna cost you 2 wings. You lose your flying.
What's wrong with
As he says that, he snaps his fingers and you notice 2 beautiful sets, or a beautiful set of fairy wings appears on his back, and suddenly you're unable to feel the lightness on your feet as you've lost your ability to fly.
I want you to know, there is legitimately a tear rolling down my fucking face right now. You are a bastard.
And that's where we're going to cut from Iris, as she finds herself in a familiar, cozy-looking home that doubles as a safe house. The rest of the party. You guys are transported to the inner city of Menos, down the winding corridors of the Merchants Guilds, up to the Emperor's Palace. You guys are rolled in the front door and marched into the grand ziggurat that acts as the central point of the palace, to the Emperor's chamber.
So it doesn't look like Coconut Mall because that's the music that's playing right now, and that's
No, this is not Coconut Mall. If Coconut Mall was an Aztec dinosaur person ziggurat, maybe, but unfortunately not. As you guys pass, you notice tons of guards, but as you get closer to the Emperor's chamber, riding up the stairs of the ziggurat on an arcane lift, you notice the color of the guards' armor has changed from black to pure white. Moving forward, you guys are led into a ceremonial chamber with 30-foot tall ceilings, giant pillars on the side, and a massive throne made of adamantine and obsidian.
The last time I played D&D and I was a character that was in a room such as this, I turned into a vampire. So I don't know, like, how comfortable I'm feeling right now.
You know, I'm not feeling great.
Funny you should mention that.
No.
Accompanied by
takes a swig.
No.
accompanied by the giant werewolf.
No.
You guys are led into this chamber, and sitting on the throne,
lesbian.
you see a giant, about nine foot tall Saurian man. Beautiful black scales, a simple military style cut with golden inlay sitting on the throne. In his hand, a black adamantine chain. As you come into the room, he is sitting cross-legged, he'll be like, I assume one of you is already Aussie.
You know what they
notice-
say about assuming.
I don't, Master Kobold. Please tell me.
Oh, I sorry. I thought it was a common phrase. That's must be a family thing. I'm sorry.
I apologize. Most of my time was spent in the Underdark, but if you could enlighten me, I would appreciate it.
But yeah, so as if us forgers, if we assume things, things can go bad, and so we always say, you know, if you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me, and then we all get sad, you know.
Roll me a performance check.
Performance. Oh, that's funny.
13.
13. With a 13, you see this man stand up to his full height. This guy, so he stands about 9 foot tall.
So about
Bla-
3 times the size of me. Yeah.
Correct. You see a giant black battle axe strapped to his back. And as he stands up, you see him smile, laugh, and slap his knee. And he's like, that is, I must remember the ass out of you and me. Interesting.
Yeah.
Never ceases to amaze me. Well, I assume that means none of you are already Aussie.
Correct.
Ah, shame that. But you are the members of his guild. He'll look and you just see the werewolf shake his head. Really? Bar?
Yeah. We're a bar.
Yeah, yep. If you read the papers, we're a bar.
Okay.
Hey,
You see him kind of clap
we
his
had some
hands,
good food.
and smile. He's like, "You're a very interesting lot, all of you."
But you're not already Aussie, which is wildly unfortunate. But you have my deepest apologies for being roped into this. But we do need to meet with Artie. And unfortunately, these theatrics around his arrest are necessary. I don't know if you know how special that boy is.
He's pretty good with like, you know, washing dishes and like making potions and stuff.
Interesting.
He is pretty clumsy.
Yeah, he's pretty clumsy.
Yeah.
Well. Well, this would have been easier with Artie. But we'll have to bait him out. And unfortunately, you are his friends. So, what has been advised to me by my council is I stage an execution with you at its center, and we bait Artie out that way. To be very clear, that's not what I want to do. But I would like to know your thoughts. We must meet with the boy. But your deaths need not happen. And to be clear, I don't want them to happen. You are all valued members of this city. Vina! Insight check.
I'm just not character, but I'm not technically a member of the city, so.
Insight, you said?
Yep.
24.
Calgus, because you nailed that, insight advantage. Also, Bud, if you want to give me an insight check too, because it's just what the cool kids are doing right now.
23.
All right. So, Vina with a 24. As his gaze kind of hits you as you're at the far right, you see, as he says a valued member of this city, he sneers a little bit at you.
Just at me or at?
Just at you. Just a very, almost imperceptible, like, it's a very, like, it's a politician thing where it's like, the look of disgust crosses his face and he immediately wipes it out. but his eyes shift to Calgus. Calgus, to you, there's a very knowing look as he says, "This city." It's been a long-held belief of the people of Shadow that they are the second part of Menos. Not less, not more, but they're two cities that live symbiotically, even though 50% of the population doesn't know it. And the Renos family originates from the Underdark. Bud, as he looks to you and he finishes his sentence, you get the feeling that this is a man who values strength and respects a warrior. And that's the kind of look he's giving you right now as he holds your gaze. Just somebody who respects you.
Where are my gaze? Yeah, they are holding my gaze. Come on, let go Vina.
Oh, god damn it. All right.
That's me talking. That's me talking.
It was pretty good, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
As that kind of concludes, he looks at you. He is genuinely curious. He needs to meet with Artie, but he wonders if you have any suggestions. Because right now, all he has is bait Artie with a fake execution.
Okay, this is just Chelsea. I'm not actually thinking of... Maybe I am. What if I just shapeshift into Artie right now? Just to piss him off. I just want to piss him off so bad.
Do you really want to piss him
No.
off?
No. That's Chelsea.
Okay.
That's Chelsea
I
because
get
of
it.
how he is freaking racist towards
Chelsea, do you want to do
my
it?
people. Because part of me, oh. Because he. I know, oh. Because it would be a really smart ass thing to do. But I feel like it's just going to get me killed if I do it. You know?
So,
Like, hey, you said you want to speak with Artie.
what I
And
will
I know,
say,
and I know he knows I'm a changeling.
what I will say is, if they would have wanted to kill you, they would have done it already, most likely.
Well, pills to that show.
Should I do it? I can't make this decision on my own right now. Should I do it? Do I do it?
Welcome to
I'm
my
Do I do
gonna
it?
go with no.
Okay.
You want to change into Artie?
Yeah, he said they want to talk to Artie.
He just wants to be a smartass
Yeah, no.
and piss him off even farther than I already have.
Chelsea, with the knowledge you have, would Vina do that? As the snarky smartass she is.
I know! That's what I'm like. I think Vina would do it, you guys. Based off of that insight.
Your death.
Her family is dying. Like literally, he has probably been orchestrating, like picking off her family one by one, and then he just sneered at her. For flavor, she's gonna do it.
For flavor, she's gonna do it, alright.
If Vina would do it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm
Okay,
good with it. I'm here for the chaos.
Alright.
Vina. So
Are you fully
yeah.
shifting into Artie, or is it just your face?
Oh no, I'm full.
Okay, you're going full
Shape-shifting.
Artie. The
Yep.
shock of mohawk feathers, his kind of a boyish, pinched face. You absolutely
want-
do so.
You wanted to
Um,
talk to Artie? You've got Artie.
You see him kind of pause for a moment. And once again, he kind of sneers at you, Vina. Like this look of, fuck, I know what you are. Disgusting people. But that kind of political face kind of comes
Jeez.
again. And he goes, well, if you're claiming to be Artie, then let's put that to the test. you see this chain in his right hand
Fuck.
ripped forward,
Shit.
and pulled from the shadows. You see a shock of red hair, face of a wood elf man, once beautiful, now beaten and bruised, wearing a raggedy brown clothes on his very strong physique. His lips have been split and stitched open, so his fangs are exposed. And not willing to make eye contact with Lord Tyrannos is a wood elf vampire with red hair.
Is Henry actually still the good guy? I don't.
Am I? Is this gonna be a second character in a row that I get turned into a vampire? What the fuck?
As he pulls forward, you notice this man has an adamantine collar on, and the chain that he's being held to kind of pulses with magical energy. This very clearly he's a vampire. Like, his mouth has been stitched open to like always show his fangs. Additionally, like, just looks beaten and bruised, and he's not willing to make eye contact with anyone. He'll just like keep his head down, looking away. Tyrannos will come forward. Slave, put your hand out. And you'll just watch immediately this vampire just puts his left hand out, shaking. Well, come then, pretender. Prove you're Artie.
Okay, what the fuck?
So what's happening exactly?
So,
I'm so
Recap.
scared. Holy-
Tyrannos has some metagame information is for Mika. Lord
And
Resevere.
yeah.
Yeah, for anybody watching, Lord Resevere was a big bad in one of my last campaign. He's
Like-
a
Real big bad.
he's a very strong vampire lord. He is currently in an adamantine chain that seems to be suppressing his magical powers. And essentially, he looks like a beat dog whose mouth has been stitched open to reveal the fact he's a vampire constantly. And yeah, he is obeying this Saurian completely. This was a man who was incredibly charismatic and very powerful. So,
So when the coup happened, Resifure's flag was put up, but he's even just a puppet.
It wasn't
No.
Resevere's flag.
I swore. When did we see that flag?
it was the colors, the deep crimson and black, but it was not the symbol.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that was session 3, by the way. I think
Mhm.
session 2 or 3.
Okay.
Okay,
He,
Obviously-
he beckons Vina forward to come touch this guy's hand as his hand's kind of out and shaking and towards you.
are we gonna pretend this is a normal thing?
It is. The
Okay,
weak
but-
serve the strong. I see nothing wrong with that.
It's a vampire. Okay,
I'm looking at my.
It's
Ma-
just-
Oh wait, I can't cast any spells.
Master Kobold, he's completely house trained. Slave Neil immediately gets on knees and puts his head to the ground.
What the fuck?
that's a term. Yep, he is trained. Yes.
I keep all my pets on a short leash, so to speak.
Hmm. That's good.
I don't know what you're
Alga's just
expecting
like-
me to do.
Doesn't know how to process.
Because here's the thing, Artie doesn't know what the fuck.
Of course.
Anyway,
So, merely touch his hand. it will confirm whether you're Artorias or not.
You know who I am.
Correct. But never hurts to be certain. Never hurts to be 100% certain.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
What's gonna happen if Artie touches like the vampire? What happens to Artie or the vampire?
That's a good question.
Oh, is it because?
But it should be a very obvious reaction, though I don't admittedly know precisely what it will look like, but we should know when we see it.
Okay. So out of character,
Is
I
it-
think Artie's gonna purify him.
That's what I'm thinking because of the
Is
consecrate. Like,
what- yeah.
That's what's supposed to. Yeah.
Or it just do damage.
something.
Because
Yeah.
that's what happened to Kanika at one point when she was on holy ground. She took damage and then she got the fuck out of there.
Mm.
Didn't she go
Yeah.
to church or something? It was something.
It was a very holy temple.
Yeah, it hurt. So what if it's just to?
Yeah, no, literally, he just wants you to touch this
Okay.
guy's hand.
I'll go up and touch his hand to
Alright,
prove
touch.
that I was just being a fucking smartass.
You touch his hand. Vina, as you just kind of lightly brush this guy's hand, you watch as he immediately flinches away from you as you make contact. Nothing obvious happens. And you just watch this guy who is kneeling, head on the floor, just breathe a massive sigh of relief.
I have a question.
And I'll immediately step back.
Mm-hmm.
I have a following question.
Of course.
What are you gonna do to Artie?
Well, it's a good question. I'm gonna train him.
Like that?
Like that, no. This, as he pulls the chain, this is for our unproductive members of society, our parasites. Undeath has no place in this kingdom and should be snuffed out. This, well, this usurper would be. Well, look at him. Hardly a lord, and clearly not strong enough to take anything. He is unworthy. But you, Master Kobold, a productive member of society, a builder, a shaker, a mover, your contributions, invaluable. Bud, a monster hunter, somebody who protects the public, invaluable. You build on this society, whereas these people, nobles, your spies, your assassins, only seek to tear down and maintain what is theirs. I ask you, what value is there in that? Now some nobles can be reasoned with to build a better future, but others are cancerous and have to be cut out. In what ideal world, additionally, do assassins and spies have any place? They are parasitic and fester and feed on the base instincts of mortals to kill one another to get ahead. I detest parasites and those who do not contribute. That is all. If you see my methods as harsh, so be it. They are effective.
Can I insight check that he truly just wants to train Artie to be able to use his ability to cleanse?
No. Roll me an insight check.
That's a 22. I think.
22.
Hang on, let me double check that. Yeah, 22.
What he stated was he wants to train Artie. To what ends has not been revealed.
I have a follow-up question.
Of course.
Will Artie be treated with respect?
He already has a suite in my palace. The Aussie family doesn't understand Artie's true worth. Clearly. But we shall treat him with respect, dignity, title, and reestablish his lordship.
I think
It's not a bad deal.
I want to try to convince him to let them take off my cuffs so I can cast Detect Good and Evil. Or Detect Evil and Good. To help convince myself.
He'll kind of look at you and be like, you understand the peculiarness of this. Somebody who's been arrested asking questions of a monarch. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Understand that when I do this, your bracelets and your cuffs come off immediately. It is a show of goodwill. Proceed.
I'll cast Detect Good and Evil. Or Evil and Good, excuse me.
So Faithy and did Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. He is mortal. Undead. The
Yeah.
vampire next to him, 100%. Aside from that, you get nothing.
Interesting. And then so Calgus just isn't gonna try anything, so he'll pick back up his monocles and put them on.
Oh,
Just
I will say when you do cast Detect a Good and Evil, just like the last couple times you've done it, Kurin is a fucking kaleidoscope.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think that's good to know. He
Yep.
he really is.
You you self put your manacles back on. Just
Goodwill. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Alright.
Don't want to fuck up negotiations.
so
Is Wolfman in here?
he is.
I have a question for you. I'm gonna look over at him.
Yes.
If like this was like a positive deal for Artie, why did you say arrest?
Because
Wait, I think I figured it out as I was asking. Oh, okay, you want to hide him, and okay, I get it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I got there.
you see kind of a smile and just correct.
Oh, this is coming as player Brandon. The thing is, they're the one who killed the oracles, correct?
House-
So,
Asi ordered the Oracle's execution.
oh, not the Emperor. Okay, but they're in cahoots with Aussie, right?
Asi is currently a family that's backing them, yes.
Okay.
Also, you guys know that Asi ordered the murder of the Oracles. That is not common knowledge.
Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think if they'd be chill with Nymph or not, though, is the thing, because Nymph's not going to leave Artie alone.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. So once again, he'll look at all of you and be like, so, I would very much like to locate Artorias. And I'd very much not like to execute most of you. So.
I will say, and this is not even me lying, I have no idea where he is.
Mhm.
Truthfully, I don't know.
It's very smart to speak in technicalities. Additionally, that could be true. But people who know somebody often know how to locate them. Is that an unfair assumption?
No. I don't see you or me being an ass currently.
That's good, Master Kobold. I'm very pleased and often. I don't think that will be a euphemism I can use at court, but why not? It's my court.
I just don't know what to do. I don't know what we do.
Alrighty.
Fuck. I don't know what to do. What?
I don't know what to do either. I just know that I feel like he just wants to kill Vina either way. Doesn't matter.
That's true. But I think if it pisses, I don't think he wants to piss off Artie though. If you can help it,
Yeah.
for now at least.
He literally just said, I don't want to kill most of you.
Right.
He will kind of look at you, Calgus and Vina, and then he'll shift to Bud and be like, "What about you, Bud? Somebody who's trained in tracking and finding people. Surely you could locate Artie if you had a mind to do it."
I'm not that great at tracking good people. So, I don't think I'll be the best at this job.
I see. Good's a very interesting way to put it. Are you just refusing, or are you saying you specifically cannot find Artorias?
I'm saying you're expecting too much from an old man.
Interesting. Take them to their cells. You guys are escorted out of the throne room, but not very far. You're taken to one of the sub-wings of the palace and put inside guest chambers. Not locked, though there are guards, these ones dressed in adamantine armor, at very frequent intervals. You guys are placed into rooms with lavish feather beds, water basins, all separate, but with easy access to each other. You guys are under arrest, but in pretty comfortable settings.
Suspicious.
Is there?
And with-
Sorry, you go first, Bud.
With basically none of our belongings.
We have
Duh.
nothing.
No. No armor, no weapons, nothing.
I have a question.
Of course.
Can I, this might be a stretch, attempt to call my devil pistol like a packed weapon and try to bring it to me?
As you do so, you think about your pistol, and a small pile of ash starts to form in your hand until it completely grows and grows and grows and manifests into your fiery flaming revolver.
Still just one bullet, I'm
wait.
assuming?
Yep.
Wait, I just remembered. Kieran, his axe. They. Just
Oh
killed
yeah,
that.
no, it's still so. Kurun's axe is attached to his back, so at some point he took it from his hand, put it on his back to be cuffed, but you guys see roots and stuff completely growing out of Kurun's armor and just latching both the armor and the axe to himself. There were some comical moments where guards tried to hack it off with daggers and shit, and just nothing worked. So Kurun still has his axe and his armor.
That's so funny. That's
Is he
so
not,
fucking funny.
more restrained or anything?
No.
Okay, interesting. But we all still have our magic collars.
You do have your magic suppressant. They're wristbands, essentially.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially. They're continuous metal, so once they're enchanted, they can't be easily removed. But
Okay. Brandon, you should see if you can try to mess with those things.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Mhm.
I can't call forth my tools though, 'cause that's magic.
No.
Roll me a tinkering check.
Okay.
Roll me 2 of them.
Okay.
Iris. Couple hours have gone by. Ninth and Artie have regained consciousness. Additionally, when you were immediately awake, you found blueprints of the palace with a small note that read, "Thanks for playing."
Yeah, okay. Um, so first off, I want to kind of explain what happened to Ninth and Artie, kind of alert them of what happened, deeply apologize as well. Like Iris is so visibly distressed at this point because like to be fair, Artie is the like single person in her life that has been like since meeting him has been stable. So she's kind of like fucked emotionally. Um, but she's then after explaining, apologizing, all of that, she's going to show them the palace blueprint. And say to we need to go help out the others. And I'm
Alrighty.
assuming they're fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ninth's pissed,
Yeah.
but Artie's Artie. He's understanding, and frankly speaking, he'll kind of look at you and like take both of your hands in his and be like, "You saved our lives. Don't, don't for a moment apologize for that."
Mason, I'm gonna cry again. Do you want me to cry again? Damn!
Sorry, emotional damage, but yeah,
Damn!
Artie's very understanding. Ninth less so, but
Damn! Yeah, I want to start travel.
okay.
Is there any way to get there quicker? Is there any sort of like carriage? Is there anything? What? What? What?
The one
As-
dude. The one
As
carriage.
you are wondering about carriages, you hear just clink, 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 as somebody is coming to the front door, and you hear a rap, 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 and you hear the sound of like small footsteps, like slowly starting to walk away.
He's our
You
fairy
come-
godmother.
You come to the front door, and you notice there are 8 things of milk, and there is a very familiar halfling starting to walk away from the door.
How does he know
There's-
my safe
there's-
house?
There's no way this guy isn't some like demigod of hospitality. Like this guy is
something.
he's something.
How does he know my
Oh.
safe house?
Oh,
I'm
so-
concerned.
Iris! Well, hi there. How the heck are ya?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Oh, that's good. What
say,
the fuck are you doing here?
No,
Do you live
know,
here?
No.
This is a
you know,
nice neighborhood. My gosh,
Yeah.
golly gee, how'd you afford it? My God.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a friend.
me and the wife are trying to move into a place like this, raise the kiddos, but my lordy. Could you put in a letter of reference, maybe?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh, that'd be
Yes,
great. That'd
I will
be
do my
real
best.
swell.
Yes. Say, is there a possibility that you would be able to bring me to the palace? I'm willing to pay.
Oh well, gosh. I mean, it's a little out of the way, and well, tell you what, I got about 10 gold left of milk left to deliver.
Uh-huh.
But if you can spot me that,
Oh, absolutely. That's not a
yeah,
problem at all.
I'll take you to the palace, and that way I can pay people so they don't get mad that their milk didn't show. Just do the right thing by people type of deal.
I'm gonna hand him 20 gold, just for, just to be nice.
Oh gosh, no, 10 gold covers it, and that letter of reference is gonna be perfect. He hands you 10 gold back. So anyway, yeah, you need to ride the palace. Why do you need to ride the palace? Oh, Marty, how the heck are you? I took this guy to Noble College his first day. Funny thing is, there is no Noble College. They played a really nasty prank on him. They sent him to the edge of the city, Yeah, it was a rough day for the poor bite. How you doing? It's been like 4 years. How the hell are you?
He's good. He's really good.
Oh, that's good. Oh my god, gosh, you got big. And who's this lovely lady? Oh, she's got daggers. That's terrifying. God, there's
She's a
probably blood
cook.
on that.
She uses them to cook.
She uses them to cook. Wow,
Yes.
that doesn't feel believable in the latest. But yeah, get on into the carriage. Come on.
I want to
No
say
more anything.
that as this conversation is happening, I transfer my bag of holding to a pillowcase, and my steel defender comes popping out of Iris's bag.
What
What the fuck?
Wait,
Iris,
what?
Steel Defender just.
I didn't-
Iris panic.
Because I had to
She'll, like,
transfer
give-
my
Oh,
bag of holding
yeah.
away.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Steel Defender a little pat on the head.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude, that's a honey badger. Oh, well, you seen that little guy before? Oh gosh, he's so cute. Does
It's not the
does
honey
he
badger
like?
anymore.
Does he?
It's
Is
the.
it- Oh, the
Isn't it bigger?
is
the
it the mini
dinosaur.
dragon? Oh, it's the mini. Oh, it's the Parasola hardhead.
Yes, the hardhead.
I apologize. Little hardhead dinosaur that looks suspiciously like a Pokemon.
Yes.
I know.
He
this
kind
is
of goes.
hard,
He's like,
Rich.
he's like, oh my god, he is so cute. He was a honey badger last time I saw. Wow, that's neat. That's really neat.
Yeah.
You know, my kid wanted to go to school to be a sorcerer. I'm like, no, that's too white collar for us folk. But maybe an artificer's the way to go. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Be
Yeah.
really good for delivering milk. Just a little side satchel and. Anyway, you know me, just talking about things. Anyway, yeah, you want to hop in the cart or?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, get your butt in the cart. Sorry, it's not the nice cart. The wife has the nice cart, but delivering milk doesn't need the nice cart. Yeah, you're able to load up whatever you want in this cart. He'll make comments about things, but by and large, like, just happy to have you.
Iris is emotionally distressed from the whiplash of things that are happening to her. Because, like, you gotta keep in mind, she just went through the worst thing in her life. There was guards, she was invisible, hanging on for dear life, overdose, devil deal, Steel Defender, this man just popping out of nowhere. Like, she's stressed out, and she doesn't have any way of, like, taking a potion.
This little halfling hops in the front seat. He'll kind of like start driving the little parasaurs and be like, "Oh, Iris, you don't look so good there." And he'll like pack a little pipe, and he'll hand it to you and be like, "He's like, it's not much, but it's my little stash of halfling weed. Just a little bit to take the edge off when the kids are being a little too loud and the wife is just a little too, And she's like, eat the vegetables. And you're like, I don't like the vegetables. I like the meat. But, she's like, the Brussels sprouts are good for you. And, sometimes a little something to take the edge off, Remind you love her. Remind her she's the mother of your children. Like, it just helps a little bit,
Clear to DM, is there any side effect of taking this halfling?
There isn't. Essentially, it's just like, it's like what, nicotine patch would be to like a heavy smoker. It's not much, but it's something.
Cool, yeah, no, I will absolutely smoke that pipe.
Okay. Alright, yeah, you smoke some halfling weed as you travel to the palace. As always, he doesn't shut up. Does the entire time, just like, wonder about people's life. He's very interested in Nymph. He's like, I get the sense that you probably killed a lot of people, and just in, between us, that's okay. Like, some people just deserve to die, and that's what it is. But I just feel like you're a very emotionally disturbed young woman, and I feel like maybe the daggers aren't the right look. Maybe just saying. Artie, also like you're looking a little haggard, my guy.
Can I do an insight check on Artie and Nymph?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
You can't read them. They are stone-faced. But I will say, what you don't see is Artie and Nymph are literally like sitting right next to each other as this dude is just like picking apart their entire lives. And just like it seems like every time he says something, it hits a chord with them. And they're all like they're both like sitting next to each other like two nervous teens on like prom night, just like the fuck do we do here? Like
Just uncomfortable and agitated, I would assume.
correct, uncomfortable and agitated. Is a great way to describe it. You guys get to the palace. Oddly enough, are not stopped by many guards. Every once in a while, a guard will kind of like stop you. Not an adamantine clad guard, but just like a regular Saurian guard with like leather armor. And every single time, this little halfling is like, "Hey, how the heck are you, bud? Yeah, jeez, gosh, you know, just transform my friends. They're good people. They're not, you don't gotta worry about them. I bought some milk actually for some of the noble ladies too. You know, it's just a great little, you know, something milk. Yeah, milkman. Yeah, the joke, the milkman. But no, I love my wife, so you know, not that kind of milkman. You guys are transported to the outer walls of the palace pretty quickly. Oh boy.
Oh no, stop it right now.
As you get to the outer edge of the palace, this guy kind of wheeling and dealing, talking to guards and stuff. As he stops, as he kind of is driving his car, he goes, "Oh, how the heck are you, Fenrir?" And you notice a giant wolf in adamantine armor with blackish fur. He's the wolf from the front of the tavern, and he whips up beside this guy. He's like, "How the heck are you? My gosh, you are so fucking big. Let me introduce to my friends. This is Artorius, this is Nymph, and this is Iris. They're great people. We're taking some milk to the nobles." You see Fenrir take a sword off his back and be like, "You're all under arrest."
No,
And the little halfling's like, "Wait, no, what? Fenrir, that's not." Fenrir just slams a pair of cuffs on his hands first, and just proceeds to go down the line, cuffing people.
It's not cuffing season though. It's not cuffing season.
I am suing you for emotional distress. Why am I the one going through this bullshit?
This little halfling is gonna let out. He's like, "Fenrir, that's not the right way to meet people, and honestly, consent's the key here. Like, if that's what you like, that's. But I gotta tell you, that doesn't swing to my jimmies. Like, I'm not interested in this. Like, Fenrir, you see, takes a small like magical patch out of his bag and just slaps it on this guy's mouth, and he, and all the more you just hear. He's trying to gesticulate with handcuffs on. In the course of about an hour, you guys are led up to the palace. The rest of the party is collected. Calgus, you are able to successfully disable everyone's anti-magic cuffs.
So, what you're saying is,
Mhm.
if I'm reading this correctly, at the beginning, we could have avoided all of this, and the outcome would have been the same.
Actually, no.
No? Okay,
No.
good. There's at least that.
100% no.
Okay, I wasn't sure if like. Okay,
No.
well at least there's that. I feel a little bit better about them almost dying and now now I'm not gonna. Good.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, you guys are all kind of brought together. The halfling's little mouth tag is taken off. At this point, Calgus, you have deactivated the anti-magic cuffs,
Yes.
and they've brought all y'all together. What would you like to do?
They don't look like they're deactivated though, correct?
They do not.
Okay, cool.
I rolled pretty damn well.
So I'm assuming I'm with them now.
Yep.
I'm just gonna kind of go, hey, so first off, Steel Defender's here, and like she's just visibly like mortified at this point, and she just kind of points to Steel Defender.
Steel
Oh.
Defender has its tiny little dinosaur arms and like a small pair of handcuffs, and like kind of waves.
Okay, buddy.
And then followed by that, she's gonna go.
Small look like he disappointed dad.
So, I should let you guys know. Don't get mad at me. I did what I could with the limited time I had. So, you know my little gambling thing? Artie and Ninth OD'd on a worse version of my drugs, and I had to make a deal with him to keep them alive. I failed. They both owe him a serve, like, or why am I blanking on the word?
Favor.
Mason. Favor, thank you. They now owe him a favor. Just to kind of update you guys, how are you? What's happened?
So are there any guards around us that can see us?
So there are a couple of guards plus Fenrir.
Oh, fuck!
As you say that though, the little halfling Fenrir has removed the patch. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you kids have had such a hard day. Do you want a jelly bean? Yeah, there's a jelly bean in my pocket. A couple of them actually. Would you be a friend and just grab one?" And he looks at one of the guards.
Does this fucker have like?
Is the bag of
These are
beans?
not normal jelly beans.
Is the bag
These
of
are
beans?
exploding. Are these exploding
Mason,
beans?
are you pulling a Brennan Lee Mulligan on us?
Are these exploding beans?
As he asks that, the guard kind of reaches down, grabs this little bag of beans,
You're exploding
and
beans.
he pours them in Iris's hand, and just kind of proceeds to the entire party and just gives everyone a couple of beans, and the halfling's like, "Oh, that's good. That's good. Everyone's getting a little sugar, just a little bit of pick me up, and kids, throw those at the ground real quick. We need to get out of here."
Is Artie with us? Is Artie with us?
Yeah.
Yes, Artie,
Yeah,
Artie
yeah,
and
yeah,
Emma
yeah.
with us.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, you guys each spike the ground with 3 beans each. I'm gonna need each of you to roll 3d100.
Okay, I'm
Can we
trying to
also do pass
remember.
without trace?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Gurren can get it off if he doesn't throw any beans on the ground.
3d100. Okay.
3d100.
Okay, so what is 60 and would that be 67 then if it's a 60 and a 7?
Yes.
Like that's how it works. I'm just making sure. Okay. Huh? Damn! That's pretty decent for me. Never mind. Oh, that 13 out.
Yeah. 93 is 13. 90.
Those are 2 really good rolls though.
And then a 13.
And then the 13. I'm like 93 and 90. Chelsea, what the fuck did you roll? What the fuck?
And a 99.
Damn. Holy
Okay. Okay.
Damn!
I don't know if this is good though. That's the thing.
Yeah, this could go either way.
It could just be random. High
Last
number
time I
doesn't
did-
necessarily mean good.
Yeah, last time I
We
rolled
were
high,
rolling
I got it.
damage on
Last
ourselves.
time I rolled high on a D100, I found out that I know a man from the Unseelie Court. Ha!
Mason, do I need silly music right now or scary music?
Yes. Yes is
What?
probably the good answer here. I need to compile some things, and then I need to look at damage charts.
Oh no.
Watch it be like, whatever you rolled is your
Wait,
is it
I know
is
the
it
I know the
percent-
perfect song. Hang on.
Is this the percentage of chance that these beans hurt us per bean?
No. I have the perfect song for this moment, you guys.
I swear to God, Mason, if that's what this is, I'm gonna be pissed. Also,
Okay.
while he's doing that, Chelsea, can we appreciate the fact that even though I've cried multiple times, my makeup is completely still intact?
Very nice.
Completely. Good advertisement for makeup.
Just makeup.
Yes. Elf eyeliner, liquid. Very good for cry proof, apparently.
Hey, that's what I'm wearing too.
No, it is like.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
Me too.
Shut up.
Not me.
Is it, yeah, where the fuck?
Okay. So, for anybody who is in the audience and is a rules lawyer, fuck you. I like to make my own tables.
Based.
Great answer.
Based.
But that was a bag of magic beans with some homebrewed and some classic rules. So, a series of things happen simultaneously, and we'll just go through them one by one.
Okay.
So, the first thing, as you guys spike these magic beans on the ground, 3 beans apiece, you watch as each of them flash multicolors and like sink into the earth and just kind of like are absorbed for a second. Underneath you guys, you feel a shaking and a trembling of the earth. And as this little halfling kind of looks at the guards and he goes, "You know what the sound of that is? That's the sound of 1,000 terrible things coming and heading this way. I'd run if I were you." As he says that, you watch as a guard clad in adamantine, the ground from under him rumbles for a second, stops, and then 2 jaws come out, snap him, and rip him back down into the earth as a bullet comes out, hits him, and rips him back down. He's gonna roll intimidation. You watch as all these guards kind of like take a step back, Fenrir included. And he looks at you guys and he goes, "Alrighty, kids, probably time to run."
Hey, I'll run.
Yeah, I'm running.
All right. You guys take off, and the guards with a natural 1 are surprised, including Fenrir, as this bullet, which, let's just get everybody an image. Chow images. A giant burrowing creature that's able to move under the ground incredibly quickly and dig
Oh.
is burrowing under the ground, snapping up guards in quick succession as the ground continues to shake, now more ferocious than when the bullet appeared. As you guys start ripping down a path that leads kind of to the merchant city, dodging guards and stuff, you watch as behind you cobblestones ripple and tear as an orchard starts to bloom behind you of multicolored fruit trees, probably at least 200 feet long. At that end of the orchard, you watch as the little halfling man hops into a cart and he goes, "Hey there, guys, we're gonna be taking this and hauling the fuck out of here. Do you understand that? We gotta go, all right? Like, this is not funny. What comes next is really ugly." Just snaps his reins. As this orchard appears, yes, Calgus.
On our way that we were running, did I ever see my stuff?
Your like gear and stuff.
Armor, yeah, my gear.
Yeah, your guys' gear is stored at a storehouse, kind of near the apartments. It'd be a very simple matter to grab all of it.
Oh,
Perfect.
So like, not on the okay.
Good.
I, have
Yeah.
a pillow, I currently have a pillowcase of holding.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. No, with a nat 1 that all the guards rolled, yeah, very easily. Y'all get all your shit back. Steal it from
Yes.
the guardhouse.
Thank God.
Yes,
Um,
nice.
while we're doing this little traveling thing coming up, can I do a fucking like insight check on this guy? I wanna.
Yeah,
I
you can do an insight check on it.
Okay, because this man went from 0 to 100 really fucking quick.
I'm currently at like the enemy of my enemy kind of thing right now.
That's a 11.
11.
My insight check.
This is Mr. Merriweather. He drives a carriage.
Yeah,
Um,
None of those statements were incorrect.
in all seriousness, he is a very helpful halfling. Like, he's happy to help you guys. So,
Yeah, this is wild.
So, you guys know how. So right now, what we got happening is there's literally an orchard blooming, breaking through windows and doors and shit, like ripping up cobblestones as it appears. And the shaking has not ceased. So what I'm gonna need for all of you is we're gonna do a skill check scenario. So best possible situation is 5 successes. I will roll for Curran. Tell me what skill you're using to help escape this cacophony. On 5 successes, the ideal outcome happens. Anything less than that, it gets a little interesting.
So
Yes, Brandon.
Running away on a carriage.
You're running away on a carriage.
Are we being chased by other carriages?
Oh, you're 100% being chased by guards. Right now they're on foot, but you see they're mounting up some chariots to chase you.
I'll go first, if anything.
Well, I'm not doing a skill check. I have a spell.
Oh,
I also have a ability.
I would like to
Is this gonna-
cast grease behind us as we ride off.
Perfect.
I can light that on fire.
We also need to probably pay attention to the flying things that Mason was talking about earlier. I bet they're gonna be showing up.
I was gonna use
Nathan,
investigation.
on cue, you feel the shadows start darkening the sky as the rooks, the quetzals, start flying.
Do we know how those fly?
So they're on the back of giant Quetzalcoatl, which are dinosaur pterodons that are the size in this world of Boeing planes, 747s. Like they literally have towers built onto them they're essentially like mobile guard towers, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
think fantasy like towers that are able to like shoot and like man defenses from.
How many are there?
So right now 1. But it's about probably 600-800 feet in the air.
Who wants to go at that first? Because I got something I could try. It's not guaranteed.
Like for the skill check. Is that what you're
No, I
talking
have
about? Like,
just an ability that I could use on
no,
that
I'm
fucker.
saying, do you mean about someone going first for the skill check? Is what I mean. Is that what you're talking?
Yes. I do have
Okay,
a
thank you.
I have a clarification question.
Mhm.
Does my grease count as a skill check or no? Or can I try to I use my spell attack to make the check?
You can use your spell attack to make the check.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me luck check at advantage.
How far
Natural 20.
away?
Nice. That's good. All right.
How far away are the big flying thing?
So they're just like, for lack of better words, spinning up. Like they're just gonna be like taking off from their perches. So they have places like on the ziggurats that they launch from, and there's just one launching right now. That's why the shadow's kind of darkening.
Yeah, but how far away from us?
So currently they're about 400 feet in the air, but they need to get to about 800 feet before they become effective. So their weapons, essentially they're extreme long-range weapons that are mounted on this thing, that anything like closer than about 400 feet, they can't hit. And they need to get to about 800 feet before they're combat effective.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying they can't try,
but
I know I just wanted to chuck a lightning bolt, but they're too far away.
there are still guards on chariots.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay. And there's also a grease spell down.
I am also well aware of that.
Copy.
So it's like so
So
skill check.
that is going to be my. I'm gonna chuck a lightning bolt, hitting the grease and then hitting as many of the guards and chariots as I can.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
So it'll
and
ignite the grease.
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana, Insight, Deception, or yeah, Arcana, Insight. Or
I thought you were listing checks I had to
Yeah.
make.
No,
Okay.
no.
You said Arcana, Insight, or Deception?
Yep.
Okay. I could
And
do
let-
Intimidation too, maybe.
Yeah, that'd work too.
We'll do Intimidation. That's a 23.
23. Okay. Grease, Intimidation, copy. Bud, you mentioned you had an ability you wanted to use.
Yeah, it might be something that I should just like wait out on because it's only a distance of 30 feet. But
Alright.
whenever one of the horses, I'm guessing it's horse-drawn carriages, correct?
Dinosaurs, but like
Yeah,
Gila
yeah, yeah.
Minus is
Okay.
like tomato.
Whenever they get 30 feet, I am going to do my Blood Maledict of Binding to just fucking immobilize them and hopefully take down the whole thing as everything trips and falls over it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right. We're gonna
So
hold.
it-
We're gonna hold
okay.
that in reserve. Do you need to make a roll for that at all?
For it's actually the horse. The dinosaur would need to make a strength save.
Ooh, strength save. They are not very good at that. All right, Mika, how are you?
I'm the
Contemplating
only one that's doing something lame. Jesus Christ, you guys! I don't have all this fancy shit.
What's lame about
Um,
contributing to the group?
So I'm actually gonna use investigation here because it's literally just one less than my stealth to look
Mhm.
for any sort of like traps or upcoming guards or threats.
Mika,
Would that work?
That's not lame.
you have no idea how important that was to get at least one of those. Go ahead and make that roll.
I'm glad I have a +10 to investigation now. That is fucking huge. So that's a 26.
26. Wow, that
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
On a scientific level, y'all crushed it.
Do I need to play Coconut Mall
So-
again?
It ain't much, but
If,
it's on
you want to play Coconut Mall, play Coconut Mall, because here we go.
Hang on.
This is
Calgus.
gonna be
Play
so
Rainbow
good.
Road.
Should I play
Calgus.
Rainbow Road instead?
Yeah, Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ca-
Yes.
Calgus, you throw down some grease, and you watch as some of these Gillimimuses and also horses kind of slip and slide on it a little bit. Chelsea, hand crackling with arcane lightning, you throw it, lighting the grease on fire, roasting some of these more ambitious chariot riders who are getting a little closer, throwing them up in flame. As you do so, some of the more hardier riders with Parasolophagus and Myosaurs, bigger, stronger, burst through the flames. Nathan with Bud's Rite of Binding?
Blood Maledict of Binding.
That's such a fucking cool name. Blood Maledict of Binding. Explain to me how these creatures are bound and writhed so they create a cacophony.
Yeah, so it's no physical thing around them actually at all. It's literally just their like muscles and everything just contort and just makes them completely stiff. It's basically paralysis. Yeah, everything just goes to their side.
Everybody watches it as this giant like Parasolophagus like bursts through the fire and just suddenly like kind of like contorts at weird angles and like and crashes down, and all of these more hardier chariots behind it kind of pile up. Iris, as you do so, as the party is doing this behind, they're not paying attention to the front. And in front of you, you see Mr. Merriweather go, "Oh shucks, geez, fuck, this is gonna be a close one," as the cobblestones start rupturing and splitting more, and you see fissures in the street as buildings start to crumble, as behind you something starts rising, causing the entire streets to start writhing and cracking and rising and moving. You and Merryweather are able to kind of like navigate and navigate these kind of like treacherous like cracks and stuff that are appearing. Kurin being Kurin, you guys watch as he just takes his axe, and there is a rider on a dark horse that is Fenrir start to get close. This battle horse about 10 feet tall. Kurin just takes his axe, looks at it, chucks it into this thing's face,
Jesus
and kills it. You all watch, except Iris, you tear away from the... You guys tear away from the palace, successful in your escape, as a 120-foot pyramid rises out of the ground with a blue flame on top, destroying the living quarters you guys were in, and several blocks of houses as you guys run away from it. Everybody who's facing rearward, roll me a perception check.
damn it!
I'm assuming I would.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the only one not facing backwards. Literally the only one.
Also, it was really funny a couple days ago. Emily asked me like, "So perception is like the most OP ability that you have in the game, right?" She's like, "Cause I hear you say it all the time."
It's good, but like,
It's very important.
yeah,
It's extremely important.
not end all be all, but very important.
And I fucking suck at it.
22, 15, 12. All right.
No, you have a
With
good
the-
number for it. You're just bad at the dice.
With the 22 Calgus, you guys watch as this pyramid rises 120 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet, 500 feet into the air.
I don't enjoy that it's continuing. But
As you watch it rise, Calgus, after the first 120 feet, it's a slower, gradual rise. But as you watch it rise, there is a blue flame at the top of the pyramid, and very clearly illuminating that blue flame is a sword. And that is where we're gonna end session for tonight.
I'm now playing Dry Ruins, by the way.
Nice.
Mason,
So yes,
you put me through so much fucking stress that session.
hi. So all of the magical beans effects, you guys watched as a pyramid sprouted. You watched as the bullet devoured some people. You watched as a fruit orchard grew. And additionally, actually, y'all don't see that. So yeah, that's what you know.
am I
Was
able
the
to do a
pyramid the
history
99?
check on this? Can I do a history check
Who's to say?
on the like a sword in the top of a pyramid? I've heard of that before.
Sure.
It's my history plus 4, I believe. Right? Yeah.
Pretty good history.
If you want to roll history, bud.
Is it
23.
anything that I would have advantage with? Wait, let me double check. I think I also do I have Celestial as a part of it. It's Fey, Fiend, Undead. Undead.
Yeah, take your advantage.
23.
Nice.
Sorry for taking your Steam. Yeah, I didn't even beat that, so whatever.
That's all right. I'm gonna say with a combined thought process between Bud and Calgus, you guys know that what just happened was incredibly magical by nature. Shocking. A blue flame
probably signifies power, or at least Calgus, incredible heat. And to have a sword in the middle of that, yeah, that's probably pretty significant. With a 22 being the highest roll, you're not sure precisely what that means. Bud, Fiend, and Celestial. Like, a Blue Flame is Holy Fire, but Fire is still Fiend. So this is a blade of Holy Fire.
Is it?
Where's Zariel?
Is it? The sword.
Zariel's on my hip. Is it?
Are you talking about Excalibur? Is that what you're
That's
talking about?
no. This is
No.
something else.
Is
That's
I
if
was gonna
he's
say it's not
still
heavy.
alive, Brandon.
Can someone catch me
It
up
might
on
be
that?
Charles's sword.
Yeah, Charles's sword. Can be
Oh, it's one of the
last.
old characters. Okay.
Yeah, my other old character. But Fenrir isn't Henry.
Correct.
Okay, I'll need to go though.
All right, have a good
Okay.
night.
That was a good session, Mason.
Jesus fucking
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christ.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Night.
I hate that the
Night.
first time any of you fuckers have seen me cry is over D&D. I hate that.
This game
You
can
are
get
a bastard.
this game can get